Hi, everyone. Welcome to a very special webinar, Make Money as a Physician Coach. Today, you're going to learn how to fix your doctor job, sign your first client, and then make your doctor job optional. I am Dr. Christina Arnold. I'm an expert certified in trauma-informed physician coach. And in 1 hour, we're going to do all this. We have a lot to get to, so let's just dive right in. This webinar, I have identified 4 profile types. I want you to drop in the Q&A when you hit your profile, when you see your profile, all right? Okay, profile number 1. Who you are is you want to fix your doctor job. You have no interest in being a professional coach. And who you are is you're paid less than your peers. You are passed over for promotion. Departmental politics is holding you back. I'm getting a tech text, so let me just check 1 second. Everything looks okay. Why I do like to get tech checks, by the way, is every once in a while the software system blows up a black box that obstructs your view. And I know how to deal with it. So if that happens, just say, Dr. Arnold or Christina, get that black box out of my way. Okay. All right. So this is who you are. Paid less than your peers, passed over promotion, departmental politics is definitely holding your career back. And what you want is an overdue raise, a fair schedule that allows for you to have work-life balance. Hello, we did not go to school this long to work this hard. A clear path to promotion with your chair support without any nonsense, without any conflict. Is anybody number 1? Do we have a number 1 in the house? Let me know. If not, okay, we have a couple of number 1s. Amazing. Beautiful. Yes, we have some ones. Listen, I've been all 4 of these profiles. Number 2 profile is you actually love your job. You would like to stay, but you'd like to make some more money. So who you are is you want to be able to make more money without more hours and sacrifice. You love the idea of physician coaching, but you have no idea how to get started. This might be you if your chair holds a $5,000 bonus over your head, like it's $1,000,000, right? They think it's so special. This might be you if you count on your hospital bonus for the family splurges, for really big vacations, or to buy a screen TV, or to buy that car. You are depending on this hospital bonus. Here's what you want. You want a checklist approach to making money on demand as a physician coach, which will eventually make your job optional. Could make it optional if you want to. You want to be able to double that $5,000 hospital raise your boss dangles over your head. You could double it in one day by signing 1 coaching client. And now your boss doesn't have that power to lord over you all the time, which allows you to get along better, not worse. You want to be able to make money on demand, so your splurges are standard. We don't have to wait till October bonus comes out to know if we can buy that car or go to Disney World. We just go to Disney World every quarter. We buy our things and splurge. Splurges are just what we do without any guilt, without waiting for the hospital. Are there profile 2s here? I have got a note that there are some profile 2s here and that there's a black box. So let me take a moment. Thank you for telling me. Let me close this for a second and then restart it. That is what always helps. Thank you for telling me, everybody. How about this? Is the black box gone? And then someone said there's a lag. Okay, it's gone. Perfect. Thank you, Dana. We have the highest speed internet. We paid a lot of money. It's not from us. If you're on a lag, it may be the hospital or the internet you're on. So if that's the case, you might want to try getting on your desktop if you're on a mobile, or canceling out and coming back. Sometimes that kind of clears the Zoom cookies. But we have 2 different types of internet going. It is fire. So let me reassure you. All right, profile 3. So we have some 1s, we have some 2s. Is there a 3 in the house? Profile 3 is you're ready to leave medicine for good. This is who you are. Is you've figured out the system at your hospital. You're very good. Everyone sees you as a leader. They all see you as doing very well. You know how to handle it. You just don't want to. You'd love something new, more interesting, challenging, more fulfilling. And you absolutely have to protect your financial stability and lifestyle. Here's what you want: to be done with bad chairs, bad bonuses, bad schedules, and hospital politics forever. To be your own boss, have full control of your schedule, to match and then exceed your clinical salary. Are there any 3s here? Yes, yes. Preach it, sister. We are here for 1s, 2s, and 3s. Yes. Okay. And then our 4th profile see if there's any fours here, is you're actually already a physician coach. You've certified, you've done, I call these folks, and I'm one, so this is not looking down, certification queens. You've done all the programs, but your business has not taken off, or it's plateaued, or it's decreasing, such that you just have a couple of private clients at any one time. Whenever you do a group, it's half filled. If you put a post, an email, a webinar, or launch, it's just crickets. No one's coming live, no one's signing up. You've invested maybe 5 or 6 figures in marketing agencies, big Facebook companies, and no return on investment. And here's what you want: financial success and coaching that matches your skills and effort. Of course you do. You want to figure out a way to make it profitable, book out your one-on-ones, fill your groups, have a wait list, and have a process for high signs and referrals. Do we have any fours? Yes, someone said it. This is a dream. Yes, it is actually a reality. I'm going to tell you how to do that today, Camilla. So here's what we're going to get for our 4 profiles. Is one, we're going to start with, in strategy 1, I'm going to help you permanently fix your physician job with something I call as our signature coach your chair method. You'll hear it nowhere else. It is next level. And you will need this even if you never become a professional coach. This is the thing that changes your job. It's not writing more papers. It's not serving on more thankless, invisible committee work. It's not doing a lot of hospital service. It's something so much smarter than that. So you won't hear it anywhere else. That's strategy 1. Strategy 2, I'm going to show you how to sign your first coaching client with the value first method, whether you stay or leave medicine. So I'm going to show you how to sign a private client with my story, how I actually signed my first 3 clients. And then I'm going to show you also how to sign your first 6-figure hospital coaching contract. You will hear it nowhere else. I have done it. It is so easy to do. Step 3, strategy 3, I'm going to show you how to make your physician job optional. What you're going to see as we go in this hour is we're just going to keep building and building and building, and all 4 profiles will have something just for them. At the very end of today, we are going to open the doors to my trauma-informed physician coach training. We have a very this is the first time we've ever opened it to the public. We're open for a week, and we're opening with a very special 48-hour bonus valued at $11,000. So get ready to join if you want to be a part of this group. But let's go ahead and get started with the teaching. Where you are, wherever you are, profile 1 through 4, the main mindset problem is that thinking clinical medicine is the only way to have financial stability, help people make an impact, have a legacy. And it's just not true. You actually can create so much more as a physician coach. If you decide to stay in medicine, you have a way to permanently fix any physician job you have, no matter the terrible boss that comes through or the new dean that changes the promotion criteria. You have a process to always make sure you are good in your job. You also can create leadership, or if you don't like being a leader, you have a way to get out of leadership, which is just as handy. Get the bonus income and advance your career. For some of you, profiles 3 and 4, you're going to have a process of leaving medicine. And here's what you want to know. At your hospital, there is a set point of what you will earn. You could invent the cure for cancer. You will earn no more than $1 over that ever. There is an income ceiling in medicine. There is not in physician coaching. You can alleviate any constriction to what you contribute to the world, how you receive value from the world. You will help more people as a physician coach than you ever will as a physician, and you'll make more of an impact. Here's the example. So I was a practicing pathologist, and most of my time, yes, we are helping patients. Every case I look at is helping a patient, but the really helping change someone's life heart to heart came from me as a faculty interacting with a staff or with a resident. We had 5 residents a year. It's important work, but it's limited. When you coach a physician, you are impacting every person that person interacts with. That could be tens, hundreds of thousands of people, generations of people. There is no way to make more of an impact in the world than to be someone who serves and helps physicians as a physician coach. So those of you who don't know me, I want to just say I'm Christina Arnold. I did all the things and got extremely burnt out. I was chief resident. I did a fellowship at Johns Hopkins, got early promotion, elected president to an international organization ×2, division chief, books and papers. And I was miserable at the height of my academic career. So I hired a coach. And at this point, I had been in therapy for like 30 years, 40 years, every week. I accomplished on that one first coaching call more than 30 years of therapy together. It was profound. My brain was like, what the heck is going on? I was like, I have to learn what this coach is doing. So I got certified as a life coach, the thought being, I want to help myself. If the only person I help is myself and my family and my children and my husband, this is worth it. I loved it. And I became expert certified and then trauma informed certified. And here's the numbers behind my story. My very first year, I was assigned my first client before I started coach training. I was still full-time as a doctor. I made over $100,000 my first year of coaching. The second year, I made more than my doctor's salary. And in this time, I developed the coach your chair method. I coached my chair into the most amazing job ever. I was able to be on service 1 week a month. And then the rest of the time, I was coaching the department. I was supporting the department in coaching in terms of recruiting really top faculty, top fellows, top residents, finding where there was conflict in the department and being able to lend coaching skills to support the department. It was the most amazing job. But I did retire at 45 because I realized if I stayed in medicine, it would be a pay cut. My coaching business was doing that. My coaching practice was was paying more than a doctor's salary. So I had to decide, do I want to keep taking a pay cut to work for this boss and this politics and this HIPAA compliance every year and the 6 hours of modules on washing my hands and all these things that have nothing to do with what I'm interested in? Or do I want to be my own boss? It was very easy when I saw the numbers to leave medicine when it was a pay cut to stay. You can too. It's a pretty amazing life. I could tell you all about it. I decided to just show you pictures. These are pictures just from the last, I think, year. We traveled April through November. We were traveling. I still maintain my coaching practice because with coaching, you get to set your schedule. My marriage, this is us kissing, I think, at Glacier National Park. My marriage, my relationship with my kids got so much better. My daughter really wanted to go to the University of California, and as an out-of-state, a very competitive college, my daughter's amazing. And also we were concerned that we wanted to give her every advantage. So I moved us out there for the summer so that she could get to know the professors. They could write her letters. They wind up using her as the poster for their college about come to this college because she got so active that summer. She was able to walk into her top choice college without any heartbreak. So that was really fun. And then all around here, you'll just see elements of us at the Great Barrier Reef, us in Mexico City. And of all the places, I will say the picture that I really want to share with you most is the center one. This is the minute I left her at college. And it was an extremely emotional moment, as you can imagine, if you've been in this place, of feeling so proud of her and so excited that she gets exactly what she wants. And she is set up for the rest of her life, getting her top choice college, expanded her belief in herself and what she can do in this world. And I do believe she's at the best college for her. And of all the intense emotions, I didn't have 1 second of regret that I wasn't the mom I wanted to be. And physician coaching helped me do this. I would not have been able to do any of this I could not have taken 6 months out of the year and be an active physician. My coaching business can pay for her college in cash. There's so much that comes from being a physician coach, and I want you to see the possibilities are there for you too. This is my schedule. I thought everybody knew this. I posted on social media and it went wild. So I thought you should probably see this too. This is my coaching schedule. I coach at this point, this is my 4th year in coaching. I coach 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday. I feel like I really need a lot of time to think and create brilliant ideas. What I teach my clients in physician coach training is you don't scale your income by scaling your hours. That's a terrible lie you learn in medicine. You scale your income by scaling your brilliant ideas. And to have brilliant ideas, you need a lot of time to rest. So you can see there's Predominantly white space on my calendar now. I take Monday morning, Tuesday afternoon, all of Wednesday off, Thursday morning, Friday afternoon, all Saturday and Sunday off. I also take 1 week off a month and 1 month off a year to make sure that I'm there for the holidays when my college kid comes home. This is available for you too. And you can notice you could work these hours as a full-time physician too. You could have like a client once a day, Monday through Friday, and just supplement your income, grow your coaching practice until the point where you're making as much, and then you have the option to leave. So you have to have physician coaching skills now, no matter what profile you are, because none of this is taught in med school. You'll hear it nowhere else today. And these are the best life skills to be the mom, the spouse, the friend you want to be. But these are also advanced career skills. These are the skills your chair is getting taught. And oftentimes chairs use these skills against you. Work more hours, do more RVUs. They're using really bad coaching skills against you. And so if you have these leadership skills, now you have even playing fields. You want to have an even playing field because there's millions of dollars and precious time at stake. These coaching skills that you're going to learn today, they're the answer to any conflict or crisis. I have a lot of friends who are writing, what am I going to do? Have you seen the news? What the president is doing? The world is falling apart. They're losing their mind. If you have these coaching skills, you know how to take care of yourself, your family, your lab, your patients, your staff through any presidential administration. So let's get started with strategy number 1. By the way, we're going to do Q&A at the very end. So feel free to, you can put in questions. It probably will be better if you put them at the end so that I don't miss them. But we're going to move through strategy number 1 is how to permanently fix your physician job by coaching your chair. Or if you don't have a chair, if you're in private practice, use Coach Your Boss. This is how you permanently fix problems. Any boss, any zip code, any specialty. In our program, what we teach is don't look for temporary solutions. Don't say, I'm going to take on this leadership role until someone else joins. Because the likelihood is you're going to have that leadership role. Like they're not going to give it away. So we permanently fix problems upfront, no matter where you are. If you only learn how to coach one person your entire career, coaching your chair will make you millions of dollars and keep you very happy in your job. So you don't have to become a professional coach, but just learn to coach your chair and everything else gets better. What I'm teaching you may seem sacrilegious to some. If there were chairs in this room, they'd be like, oh no, don't be telling these people this. All right. So it's normal if you've never heard this before to have 3 very common fears. I want to address them now so you can hear me as we move on. And the first common fear is my chair should be coaching me. I don't want to be their coach. I don't want to be hearing their business. Here's what you have to know. Your chair is coaching you. Not well, not nicely, right? When you can coach them back, you'll even the playing field. And now you can read the room. You're going to know how to influence the conversations and meetings that directly determine and impact your career. You have to know how to coach your chair. Fear number 2, I don't want more work to do. Learning how to coach sounds hard. Here's what you want to know. If you don't have this skill, you're probably working twice as hard as you need to because your boss is shoving work down your throat and you have no idea how to get out of it in a diplomatically elegant way. This one skill is how you actually work less. This skill, I'm going to teach you this skill in about 10 minutes. You can put it in place today and start seeing changes at work and also in your marriage and your home life. Fear number 3, it kind of sounds unethical to manipulate and coach my chair without their consent. So here's what you need to know. Remember, your chair is coaching you. I'm guessing none of you signed an agreement. I want this person to coach me and have all my inner secrets. And they're coaching you because what they're doing, what we're talking about are professional development leadership skills. It's the skills your chairs are given as they rise into the chair position. You want to have these skills so that you can protect what's important to you and make your job ethical. If you don't have these skills, it's very likely you're going to be in an unethical job with assets working against you. And remember, as we walk through here, at no point are we, everything is based on relationship building, which is your natural instincts as well. So let's go ahead and emphasize this. Physician coaching skills, these are leadership skills. This is what every chair, president, dean is given. We want you to have it too. Results you can expect. When you have these skills, you're going to have less conflict with your chair over RVUs. You're going to help your chair your chair's going to be excited to support your promotion. You're going to see outstanding annual reviews. It's going to fast track your promotion, six-figure raises. You'll get bigger bonuses, better office schedule priority. And I want you to remember, this is not just for your chair. We're going to use the example as your chair, but you could substitute your division director, that new faculty who gives you side eye every time you see her, your toddler who we love, the trainees, the med students, your admin, the person in grants funding, your in-laws. You can apply it to all of it. You can also, for those of you profile 3 and 4 who want to be physician coaches, you absolutely have to be applying this to your clients. It's the difference between a basic coaching session and a really connected, beautiful, easy, loving coaching session. And it's simple. We're going to talk about 3 steps. First is to know the 5 behavioral types. I'm going to teach you them next. Second is to be able to read the room. And third is what I call triad triage. Let's take a look at step 1. There are only 5 behavioral types. Isn't that interesting? Humans are always only doing 1 of 5 things. And actually, it's not just humans. Animals do too. Other animals do too. You're either in safety or you're in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And the ones in red are a stress response. What I want to say is these 5 categories are all natural, all protective. You're not bad for being in fight. You're not supposed to be in safety all the time. Safety is our natural state. When we feel safe, we feel amazing, but we're not always supposed to feel safe. So for example, if there's a fire in your hospital, you better not feel safe. You better feel like I need to get the heck out of here and go to flight, right? So the idea being you're not wrong to be in any of these categories. We want on step 1 to start recognizing what category you're in, what category your boss is in. And this is what helps you coach your boss or your chair. So safety, I'm going to show you what it looks like in the wild. And I'm also going to show you what it looks like in the hospital. So safety in the wild is a pet who's maybe kicking it with their leg up, their belly's totally exposed. They're awake and alert, but they're not feeling in danger at all. In the hospital, safety looks like something similar. You're calm, you're open, you're receptive. You might be thinking, everything is good today. I'm ahead of my schedule. Everything is taken care of. This is a great day. Fight responses in the wild look like this. 2 deers clashing, or elk, whatever those animals are, clashing their antlers. In the hospital, fight response looks like this. A chair throwing your P&D documents across their desks, saying, I'm not supporting your promotion. You are not a team player. It's a fight response. Flight in the wild looks like a prey animal running away from a predator. Flight response in the hospital looks like maybe your chair just told you you're not getting promoted and you ran out of the room crying. It's a flight response. Freeze is the deer in headlights. The deer sees the headlights and just freezes. They just completely are stunned. And something very similar like that will happen in the hospital too, when your chair yells at you and you completely shut down. You can't say, you can't process, you just are frozen. Fawn response in the wild looks like another animal grooming or picking up bugs from the coat of another animal. And a fawn response in the hospital looks like your chair just told you you're not going to be promoted. And you totally disagree. You really feel like you're a team player, but you respond with, oh, yes, of course, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm not a team player. I'm terrible. I should have done better. I can't believe I'm failing at life. You either say that out loud or you say it internally, even though you feel devastated. So what you want to see is step 1 is you're going to classify your behavior and your boss's behavior. These are the only 5 options that you'll see. It's very simple. You're not wrong to be in any of them. And as you develop awareness, you start knowing what to do next. Step 2, you're going to keep an eye on, this is the triad that we look at, is you're going to be keeping an eye on you. Where are you in those 5 behaviors? Where's the chair in the 5 behaviors? And you're always going to have an eye for your goal. We always want to be thinking about our goal. So many times what happens is people go in the room and the chair says, you're not getting promoted. And we completely lose sight of our goal. And we want to always have an eye on this meeting is to get me 1 step closer to this goal. Step 2 is read the room. And step 3 is what I call triad triage. When you feel safe, when the chair feels safe, you are laughing, you're engaging, everyone seems at ease. That's when we proceed with our goal in a very sophisticated way. If you detect a stress response in you or your chair, You simply want to slow everything down and focus on reestablishing safety. It has to be the priority. As long as you or your chair are in a stress response, nothing will be productive as far as a conversation. So you need to slow things down. I'm going to show you how to reestablish safety for you and your chair. I'm going to keep above, you're going to see this staircase method, because we're going to start with somatic safety, mindset safety, action steps for safety. It's always in this order. You cannot jump to action. You have to start with somatic. So how do you start calming? Somatic means your body. How do you start calming your body or your nervous system? The fastest way to do it, that's most efficient, that's subtle, is going to be deep breaths. Try it with me. And by the way, it doesn't have to be like sun salutation, the whole thing, right? It's not dramatic. Somatic intervention, deep breaths can be as simple as, does that seem dramatic? Right? It's not right. You can do it while your chair is losing their mind. You can be having deep breaths, and that is going to start slowing your body down. It's going to start calming you down. It's going to start getting you to safety. Another is, by the way, if you see any black boxes, definitely let me know, because I can take care of that. Another way you can calm yourself down, I'm actually doing it right now, called the silent compress technique I teach. And the idea is I'm holding my hand. And it doesn't look weird. It doesn't look odd. It's very common for people to be in a meeting and do this. And what I'm doing is I'm signaling to my body, I'm safe. I have me. I'm going to take care of me. It's okay that I'm a little scared right now. I have this meeting under my influence. It can start calming your body down. And it can be very subtle. All right, so that's somatic. So now let's step up to your mindset. Once you start calming your nervous system down, you can practice that any time of day, by the way. You can even practice your deep breaths and that compression technique through this call. So mindset tools that can help you is, here's what you want to remember. Those stress responses are normal. Every human goes through all of them. You're not supposed to be in safety all the time. You're either in safety or you're getting back to safety. And you're not wrong for any of them. Also, remember, you have all the tools to reestablish safety for you, for the chair, for this meeting. This part of the meeting, uncomfortable, sure, temporary also. You're not going to be there forever. You have lots of options. I'm going to give them to you on the next slide. Every problem is solvable. We're getting closer to solution. We can have a second meeting. I don't know how many people I coach who would tell me on the consult call, I have one chance to get everything I want. I have one chance to get out of this leadership position. I have one chance to become the chair. That is never, ever, ever true. That's going to set you off in a stress response. You have lots of options moving forward. You can just schedule a second meeting. And if you're always thinking I'm moving forward, that can help start calming your mind. Lastly is action steps. So how can you reestablish safety with action is definitely be trusting your intuition. What does my gut instinct say? Let that help steer you. As you're calm, you calm yourself with your somatic and mindset practices, you're going to start listening. You'll be safe to listen to what they're saying, what the chair is saying, what their concerns are, so you can address them and adjust. You want to neutralize with common ground, clarification, plus or minus apologies. I'm going to give you an example in a minute. And then be willing to take a break. It's okay if we have to make a second follow-up meeting. I promise you, we're going to have a second meeting anyways, right? We never meet with the chair once in our whole career. You can schedule another meeting. So let me give you an example in this. How to neutralize with common ground is your chair is like, I'm not supporting your promotion. You're not a team player. How you neutralize is you want to hear what they're saying. They're saying the thing that's in your way is being a team player. So you might want to start off with, I hear that being a team player is a priority for you. It is for me too. Tell me how I can specifically get back on track with you over the next 30 days. What can I do immediately? I definitely want to get this back on track. Something along those lines. It lets them know you hear them, you're on the same page, and you leave the meeting with very specific action items that you can do. Here's where I see people go wrong is they'll go in there, the chair says you're not a team player, and they leave and they have no idea what the chair means. And so they may go and write 10 papers and the chair's like, I didn't mean 10 papers. I meant I wanted you to come to faculty meeting. You have to know what's in your way for promotion. You can do that when you're coaching your chair and you're coaching them to tell you what is it that they're seeing that they need. It's the only way you'll know, because every chair is different. Every department is different. Every institution is different. You have to be able to coach that critical piece of information out of them. About apologies. So this is a little controversial. I'll give you The global take, and I'll give you my take. There's a lot of discussion in medicine, women in medicine groups, that women shouldn't apologize. And listen, I agree. I agree that we don't not need to be sorry for our feelings or be sorry. We don't have to be sorry, and having to grovel, never. I would never suggest that. So, but for me, here's my thought. If my chair is losing her mind, and I can get everything I want, including my schedule, my raise, my protected time, by saying I'm sorry all damn day. I do it from a place of empowerment. Like, I'm going to get what I want. I have no problem saying I'm sorry. If that helps us get on relationship, and I'm telling myself I did nothing wrong here, I'm working towards coaching my chair, reestablishing safety. So that's my particular stance on it. You, of course, do whatever. I support whatever feels good for you. So to recap, strategy 1, how to coach your chair. Step 1, know the 5 behavioral types. Be able to identify where you are, where your chair is. That helps you read the room. When everyone is safe, that's when you proceed with your goal. If you detect any stress response in you or your chair, slow everything way down. Use our somatic mindset and strategic actions to get back to neutral and get back to your goals. Strategy 1, right? Strategy, okay. So before you have this method, here's what it looks like. Your physician job is actually the easiest part of your day. It's all this relationship politics stuff. You're like, that's hard. I don't know what to do with that. Despite fulfilling all your clinical duties, you are denied promotion over and over again. And then your boss says you just aren't getting along well enough with others. Your colleagues get more support from you, more opportunities. You lose sleep before every annual review. Any conflict really just spins you out because they never go your way. Because you haven't figured out the departmental politics, you're underpaid, overworked, behind your peers, and underappreciated. Your spouse and friends are kind of exhausted by all this. Like, they're like, can we talk about something else right now? After you know how to coach your chair, everything changes. The politics and relationship part of your job are like your favorite now because you know how you figured them out. You know how to work it. You have career advancement that matches your outstanding clinical skills because you get along so much better with others. You're prioritized for support. Here's what I see in my clients. They get more support than their peers. It's not even like equal. It's more support, which is not a bad thing. When a woman is empowered and treated well, she generally goes and helps everybody else. It's a very good thing. You look forward to annual reviews. You feel confident when you see conflict because you know how to manage both. You're well paid, have an ideal schedule, you're valued, you can't imagine leaving. And your relationship with your spouse, besties, and your boss and your coworkers is so much better now. Here's an example from Meredith before. She'd said, even though I surpassed all my academic and clinical metrics, my chair said I couldn't be promoted. I had to resolve all my conflicts. It seemed like an impossible task. I felt entirely out of my control. I was hopeless. I thought I either needed to be at the rank of assistant forever or leave. There was no in between until I learned this coach my chair method. Instead of feeling defeated and frustrated every annual review, I showed up with clarity on what I wanted, curiosity and openness on how to get it. This method showed me how to get along with my peers, satisfy my chair's requirements, and advance my career in place at my institution with my chair and colleague support. This should be taught in med school. It really should, Meredith. My career would have been different if I had this at the beginning. Here's someone else in the program. My chair initially said I couldn't reduce my hours. I used the coach my chair method and got to the yes. I was able to hear her concerns because I was able to create safety for myself. I could address her concerns, position my request in a way that just made it a no-brainer. Everyone's happier now. The boss, her, and her colleagues. You can stay in medicine, enjoy your physician job when you have the coach or chair method. Strategy number 2, let's go to profiles 2, 3, and 4. These are the people who you would like to sign clients as a way to have on-demand income. And I'm going to teach you how to do that in medicine and outside of medicine. And you'll have this either whether you stay or you leave. The first thing I want to tell you is I start here. You are already surrounded by your ideal clients. They are all around you. They are looking for life-changing support. They don't want it from anybody else than you. They want someone who understands them, who knows the workflow, who knows the chair. They want to work with you. I teach the value first method to sign your first client. It's one step. It's so easy. You provide exceptional value first. This makes it a no-brainer for someone to sign up with you. So some examples of what we teach in the program is just consider everyone you meet is a potential client, not from a creepy, desperate way, but like, how could I help this person? If this person was struggling with their chair today, this person got called out in faculty meeting, this person got a blast email saying she's not a team player. I mean, we've all seen this. How could I engage this person as if I was their coach? How could I offer them support? Just start building your coaching muscles with no expectation except you are delivering outstanding value first. So you can do this with people in your world, your colleagues, people at your friends, your family. You can also do this with people you don't really know yet. So when I go to the gym, I always make it a point of saying hi to someone, not to try to get anything from them, but just to practice that my core belief of making the world a better place, of helping someone feel better. There's no transactional attachment to it. Put value first. For physician women, it feels really good because that's your natural instinct. You can also give a coaching or mentoring workshop on your 3 best life lessons to the trainees. Your trainees are graded on their professionalism. They need someone to be teaching. Mentorship is very mainstream in medicine. So you could definitely put something together for them. You could work with your Center for Wellbeing, just kind of let them know you're interested in supporting them, maybe giving a talk, showing up and supporting their lectures. You could go on social media. You go on Facebook today. There are so many moms who are in distress over everything that's happening in the world. You could go in there and serve them. You could be a guest on someone's podcast. You could start a podcast. You could share videos on YouTube, grow your LinkedIn presence, serve on Facebook Live. And all of this can be done from fun energy. It doesn't have to be. I encourage you as you come in, we will find your best fit. What is your strength? What feels like no work at all? What feels easy? What's something that you're like dying to share to your sister with? I learned this thing. That's what we share in these venues. So the value first method has your best clients coming to you. When you can do this, your clients reach out to you, to you yesterday I posted a video and someone reached out in the DMs. I need to know how to do this. Somebody else emailed me about this. Someone else replied back to an email. When you put a lot of value out, people will find you. You don't need to hunt people down. I really hate the phrase I hear coaches say, how to get people. I think that's terrible. People are individuals. They're not things to be gotten. They will come out to you. You put something on social media, you get engagement. Your best fit people resonate with it. They're so excited. Your DMs are full. You get email playbacks. You have a webinar, 100 people sign up, and then people come live. They're not waiting for the replay. They are dying to hear what you have to say. You book out your private coaching, you fill up your groups, you can match your clinical him, and then you can exceed it. That's what happens when you do value first. I'll tell you how I send my first 3 clients. Does anyone remember this old school photo? I remember like, and the logo. So I had in 2018 or so, I had a pathology podcast, or I was part of a pathology podcast. So I knew how to podcast and I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I love podcasts. So that was how I picked my medium. And by the way, I encourage you always to pick the thing that lights you up so it doesn't feel like work. But for me, it was a podcast. I created 3 podcast episodes on my 3 favorite life lessons. That's it. At the very end of the podcast, I said, if you would like to work with me in one-on-one coaching, email me at this address. 3 podcast episodes, 3 people reached back. 3 people said they paid, they wanted to work with me. I had no website. I had no sales call process. They came on for a sales call process. I did not have one. I just kind of made it up. I was super scared. It was a mess. Okay. But what I want you to know is you can be messy and people will love working with you because people want to work with humans. They want someone who seems relatable. And one of them told me, she said, oh, I don't care how this went. I decided I was going to work with you because those 3 podcasts were amazing. They weren't amazing. They were like 10-minute messy little things, but they resonated with her. She's like, she gets me. This helps me. So that's what happens when you have a value first method. I want to also tell you, you can leverage physician coaching inside of medicine by trading your coaching for income, title, reduced hours, and career acceleration. This is through signing your hospital as your first client with a six-figure hospital coaching contract. And here's how you do it. I want to first tell you that the advantage of working with your hospital is that you know the system. So you know what they're stressed out about. You know what their problems are. You can speak the language. They also know you. My favorite part. So my first hospital contract I signed was for $40,000. My favorite part about it was your best clients are in line waiting for you. Imagine Black Friday. You know that line outside of Best Buy? You are Best Buy and your clients are brought to you. Your best clients are brought to you. No Facebook ads, webinars, email sequences, marketing companies, nada. It's so perfect. And because hospitals are large organizations, your capacity to scale happens at the speed of light. So you could start in the pathology department, and then you could start working with the hospitalists, and then start working with the GME office for the residents, and then start working and continue, then go to the affiliate hospital. You can grow really, really fast within a hospital center. And also, it's very easy for them to compensate you. Since they're already sending you checks, you can work in a 5 or 6-figure income raise, bonus, reduced hours, RVUs, title funding, accelerated promotion, admin support. It's all there already. So to be funded by the CEO, you have to think like the CEO. I call this the Think Like the CEO checklist. It is a checklist. It shows your CEO how your coaching program solves their pressing problems with novel approaches. Every single word I just said there was very intentional. Your coaching program solves their pressing problems with novel approaches. So we'll walk through this. But the checklist is you're going to show them the results that you can create for them, the science and case studies that proves your process works, program structure that makes your results guaranteed, a strong curriculum to deliver their results, and asks that make you have guaranteed success, your program have guaranteed success. So let me tell you a little bit about this. Irresistible results in science. This is like proof of concept here. So if you've worked with clients, this is where you'll bring in case studies and testimonials. And if you've never worked with clients, and even if you have, you want to be bringing in the literature. There's so much literature. We can help you with this. We have PubMed values, p-values, PubMed IDs that shows how coaching is the only thing that's statistically significantly been able to decrease burnout. That it saves the hospital millions by improving workplace culture, efficiency, productivity, and staff retention. It reduces burnout, costly clinical mistakes, staff turnover, and conflict. So we become very clear and proficient on why they want to do it. We make this a no-brainer for them. And then we give them an irresistible structure. Now, this is just a sample in the program. We would adapt it for your strengths and interests and time. This is what I submitted for my first $40,000 hospital coaching contract. I gave her a results-oriented curriculum. Monthly didactics with a large group call. That's very scalable. So if you have 3 people in your private practice group, or you have 30,000 people at your university, it can be scalable in one monthly call. I offered a library of resources for results ahead of time because not everyone was available when I offered the call. Your library, by the way, can be easy. What I would suggest is record your monthly didactic. By the way, the didactic was like a 15-minute lesson that I prepared for like 5 or 10 minutes. So something was very easy for me. I put that together. Your didactics will be something that's very natural and easy for you. Record it, and now you have a library. You just keep adding it to the library. If you want to add more, I love, by the way, building your curriculum as you go because you make sure your curriculum meets the needs of the people in the room. But if you decide I want to have 5 modules ready or want a curriculum ready to go, I suggest in our quick curriculum module to do no more than 5 modules, 10 minutes each, get it done in a week, and we can help you with that. Do not spend a lot of time on this. I've seen so many physicians spend years on their curriculums that never see the light of day. Don't do that. I also offered select private one-on-one and small group coaching when we identified there was a need that needed to be fixed fast and provide a quarterly update. So that's just an example of what I did. To build your curriculum, here's what I recommend for you to consider. This is a no-brainer hospital coaching program strategy. We're looking at what does the CEO want? What do the clients want? And how can your process be something they've never heard before? This is easy. The CEO wants more money, decrease loss, and retain staff. Your clients want something very different, and we want to keep that in mind. If you're working with the hospital staff, they're going to want increased pay, decreased clinical hours, and autonomy, and a career path forward. So we want to be able to build something that answers every part of this triangle. And here's a curriculum. Just as an example, I help people build out curriculums all the time. This curriculum took me about 3 minutes to put together. Just thinking about the standard CEO, the standard hospital staff. Your curriculum outline should really not take any more than 5 minutes. If it is taking longer, you're doing it wrong. You need to join us so we can help you get this done fast. We need to be moving. We do not have time to spend a lot of time on curriculums. So for example, this is what I put together in about 3 minutes, thinking about the CEO and the clients. The coach your coworker protocol will eliminate conflict. How to run ahead of schedule in clinic with 2025 time management tactics. Procrastination to productivity, how to close 100% of your notes on time. How to solve for when a patient is upset. The team sync feedback framework for stronger, more efficient teams. Advanced career acceleration through 2025 goal setting methods. Recognizing and preventing burnout for better patient outcomes. The innovative leadership method for the employee. Do you see how we did that? Thought about the client, the coach, and something new they've never heard before. Why you want your program to be new and something never heard before is because they already have a coaching program and it is not working. They already have a mentoring program about time management, like really basic things. None of it is working. So you want what you offer to offer a result in a way they've never heard before, and then build that process for them. My philosophy, hear this in the back. My philosophy is do not do work for free. It is way too commonplace for physician women to just take on a lot of invisible work for no money. And then you told at the end of the year, well, you didn't write enough papers, even though you were doing all this stuff for free. So we gear you up for success. And these are the 4 things we recommend you ask for. Definitely get a good admin. Building a program requires Outlook appointments, reserving rooms, email reminders. 100% of that is delegated. Ask for the admin you want, because we all know admins are not all equal. Second is you want to have protected time. So this is where you're going to communicate that reduced FTE will help you create these resources quickly. I suggest 0.25 to 0.5 FTE as a great place to start. Third is leadership title for you. You will help your program be successful if you are the vice chair of well-being. People will want to show up to that. You want a title. Also, you want it to protect your time. You can use this for promotion if you have created a title through it. Oftentimes, we're inventing jobs here. So I recommend you submit the title you want, or your chair is going to be not going to give you a title, or it's going to be a really terrible one, because chairs don't know how to create titles. They're really bad at that. So this is how the process of creating a title is. You take one of these first words, chair, vice chair, medical director, director, chief, you add it with one of these second words, well-being, coaching, mentoring, professional development. Use whatever works best for your promotion. Definitely money has to be on the picture in terms of a raise, bonus, funding, support to execute the plan. People will show up if there's a good lunch there. We need the hospital to pay for the lunches. And so my first hospital coaching contract was $40,000 for a very small group years ago. I think you could offer this, you could build the same program today for $100,000. If you're going to be looking for medium-sized group, multiple departments, a hospital, definitely $250,000 or more is where I would start. So before the value first method, you have lots of ideas how to fix the hospital problems, but no one is listening because you don't have a title, support. Nothing is changing. When you do solve problems, it's without money, credit, or time. The only way you make more income is through more hours, sacrifice, and effort. You have no idea where or how to get clients. Marketing and selling coaching services sounds really hard and overwhelming. You're worried your chair, your friends, and your family are going to think less of you because you're doing coaching. After this method, your first coaching client is your hospital, and you could get a 6-figure contract with what we just shared. You know exactly how to do it, and we partner with you to help support you through each conversation. You leverage coaching at your center in exchange for title and support. Now you can solve problems for good in your hospital. Now that you have a title, you decrease your clinical hours for more income through coaching. The values first method has your best clients reaching out to you. Please, Dr. Arnold, how can I sign up? Or whatever your last name is. Making money with coaching feels natural in exchange for life-changing support people really need. Your chair and colleagues, they now reach out to you. Hey, could you help me with this? Can I book one of your free or can I book one of your one-on-one coaching sessions, because they're so inspired by you? Here's D's before. I've always liked the self-help world, books and podcasts, anything coaching related. I'm a good doctor. I have a full family life. People see me as a leader, but something was calling me to do more. Becoming a physician coach seemed like the natural next step. I had no idea how to get started or what that involved. And after the value first method, think like the CEO, it made it just easy as a checklist approach to co-create a hospital coaching program with my CEO. I use the coach my boss method to decrease my clinical hours in exchange for coaching. It's now the very best part of my job. Let's move on to strategy 3, our final strategy, how to make your physician job optional with physician coaching. So notice we're just building on each skill. And by strategy 3, now we're just amplifying the skills that you have to make your physician job optional. What you want to know here is that you are right now surrounded by your ideal clients who are looking for life-changing support, and they only want to work with you. Someone who understands them, someone who's at their center. What's great about physician coaching is you can create on-demand income outside of clinical medicine by signing your own private clients. Physician coaching will recession-proof your income. I don't know how many people are just stressing out. My friends are stressing out the economy, the recession, what's going to happen with the tariffs and this and that. You know what? If you're a physician coach, you don't have to worry about that. Here's the example. During the pandemic, do you guys remember this? 2019? Physicians were being laid off, fired, retired early, lost their income, lost their bonus, lost their salary. During a global pandemic, doctors were losing their jobs. And you know what's happening in the coaching industry? It was booming. People will always find ways to pay for coaching because it's like air. It's so essential. It's so important. So your doctor jobs are not safe. Physician coaching is. It will recession-proof you in any presidential administration. With physician coaching skills, you can double your hospital annual bonus. Sign one client and you can have it doubled. Protects your income no matter who's president. And it has a very low overhead. To get started in coaching is free. You need some way, like a Zoom room, which is free, I believe, a PayPal account to collect money. That's all you need to start coaching. Compared to, there's a real big trend in real estate. If you love it, bless you. I don't get it. I have friends who just found it to be a nightmare. They needed 5-6 figures to start in real estate, and then things fell apart. They had a leaky pipe, black mold, bed bugs. They had to evict clients. They had to go to court. Someone told me last month that their HOA fees went from $100 to $1,000 a month because all these neighborhoods don't want Airbnb. They're trying to get all the Airbnbs out. So now she's in debt. Why would you want to do something? It's so risky, whereas coaching, low overhead. So how we teach this in my coaching program, I'm going to show you today, is you make your physician job optional when you're in this flow diagram. Our signature Spark Framework and FlyWheel Effect will help grow your audience and email list. Once you grow your audience, now you sell to your audience. We have a 100K webinar playbook, a 100K consult call code that converts your audience into clients in a very natural, easy way. Let me show you the Spark Framework. The Spark Framework is something we developed in our program. It is a variation of the value first method towards getting paying clients. You can use it for any piece of content, social media posts, reels, Instagram stories, email, webinar, podcast, newsletter, your curriculum, talking to your chair, getting them excited about your program. Spark stands for, it's an acronym. S is set the stage with a story because humans love stories. P is provide a surprising new solution to their most pressing problems. Don't talk to them about getting their dry clean done on time. They don't care about that. You want to talk about a pressing problem. Anchor to your program promise, and we have a process for developing your program promise. Give them a rapid win now. We want them to be able to see that your process works. That social proof that it works for them is what they need to want to join you, and then have a very customized call to action. So an example of this is something I posted last week that did really, really well. So you can see the Spark method is like a checklist approach. As long as you cover it, it's a secret to making your content pop. I left medicine. This is the hook. I left medicine because it was a pay cut to stay. That's my story that I'm going to tell them about. Provide new solutions to pressing problems. When they open it up, I tell them how they're going to create more income, impact, and help than they ever could as a physician. That's something new. They've never heard that before, that a physician coach could do that. I anchor to the program promise. You're going to sign your first client. You're going to fix your job, sign your first client, make your job optional. That's the program promise. Rapid win now is I teach them how to get a result today. And the customized CTA call to action is sign up for the Make Money as a Physician Coach webinar to learn how you too can make your physician coach optional, your physician job optional. It's a Spark framework. It works really well. When you add it to the flywheel effect, Jim Collins invented this in Good to Great. What he's referring to is that you have it's like this is an example, a picture of a flywheel. It's a very heavy wheel. Once you get moving it, the momentum helps it move itself. It takes very little effort to be able to move this wheel. And so that's the policy, that's the philosophy we have in our program, is that we're going to create great content with a Spark framework, and then we're going to use the flywheel effect to amplify all of it with very little effect. And so this is how you too could coach 2 hours a day and make more than a physician. So for example, this 1 hour webinar, it's a little over an hour. It created all these assets, 15 podcast episodes, 50 emails, 100 social media posts, reels, stories, unique content, philosophies, and tools that you just will find nowhere else, and lots of ways for profit and impact. If you do your launches, webinars, your activity with these two tools, you'll see that every time you go out there, you create assets all across your business in terms of increased visibility, bigger audience, grow your email list, more reply backs, DMs, consults, clients, revenue. It also activates current clients. Your current clients are like, "Ooh, I need to go back to that group call every week. There's always doing something new around here." That's what my clients have been saying this week. More impact, revenue, and profit. So that's how you grow your list and create it. It's so much fun. And we find a way of doing it in ways that converts from the beginning and that takes very low lift. Now, how do you go from an email list to paying clients? How do you make your physician job optional? It's this bottom part of the flow diagram. 100K webinar playbook, 100K consult code is what converts an interested audience into a paying audience. I'll tell you, we have modules. We are bringing this on. This process has already been developed, and we are bringing it on to this next round. I want to just show you a quick overview of what it looks like. The 100K webinar playbook is a simple PowerPoint. It's a logical progression of how you've taught anything in medicine. You'll be very, very familiar with it. By the way, it's how I'm doing it right now. It's natural, it's fun, it's easy. It answers your audience's questions before they even come up with them so that they're excited to join before you even put the offer. They're like, how can I join? Right? And then the 100K consult code. This is what is similar. Other people may call it a sales call. I have developed a method that we're going to be teaching this around that mirrors how you interact with patients and how a pathologist would interact with a case. So it's a process you're already using every day as is. It's 4 simple steps, feels very natural and easy. Half the time the clients, when I do this, they're like, wait a minute. Can you just tell me I have got this credit card right here? I need to join right now. It's a beautiful, natural, engaging process you'll feel very familiar with. It has your invoices paid. They book their appointment right away. You're not chasing anyone. No one ghosts you anymore when you follow this process. So this is how you make your physician job optional. The Spark effect and flywheel effect to grow your audience. 100K webinar playbook, 100K consult call code to convert from the audience to a paying client. Before this process, you have some coaching experience, but nothing is really taking off. You enjoy taking coaching courses, but haven't really figured out how to make coaching profitable. Your clients get okay results, but they don't re-sign, they don't refer you. It feels like crickets when you have a post or a webinar or send an email. You've tried expensive marketing, Facebook ads, but there's no return on investment yet. And your spouse is saying, isn't it time you close your coaching practice down? It's not really making the money. It's such a time drain. And you kind of agree. After the Spark method, 100K webinar playbook, 100K consults, you create your highest profit year yet. You have the process to making your coaching profitable from the jump. Your clients get massive results, and that keeps them re-signing and referring you. Your content gets engagement, DM, reach outs, reply backs. We have a referral process, 3-step referral process. And re-sign process. It's so simple. So you have high re-signs, referrals. Re-signs means you don't need expensive agencies. And if you want to keep them, now you have converting content to give them. The spouse is like, girl, this is good money. When can I retire? All right. So much fun. So I'll give you my before. My boss acted like $2,000 was the bee's knees for an annual raise. That didn't even cover the cost of living, girl. I was not impressed. But she used it to pressure, like, if you want this $2,000 raise, all this work I didn't want to do. Promotion required, I timed it, 70 hours of work over 5 months to document, write essays. Don't even get me started for a $5,000 raise to go from rank to rank. Are you kidding me? It was ridiculous. Money only came through grinding out more work, more hours, people pleasing, intolerant personalities. After. I am so done with that, bosses. I have full schedule control. All the work I do is work I love to do. I make my schedule. You saw it. I showed you my schedule at the very beginning. It allows for so much more money than I made in medicine. Plus, I work with the most brilliant, loving people on the planet. It is like the most rewarding thing to see people. I'm pregnant this week. Someone was like, I'm pregnant. I put her into my 90 days. I had the best profit year yet. I saved my marriage. Like all of that happened in the last 7 days. It's the most rewarding work ever. And I get to be the mom I've always wanted to be. So, and I showed you, I'm traveling 6 months last year. I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with my child every day. I'm off all the school holidays. I left medicine because it was a pay cut to stay. I want you just to kind of hear that. I left medicine because it was a pay cut to stay. There's so much more available when you become a physician coach. So in summary, to conclude, what you learned today is how to make more money, impact, and legacy with physician coaching skills. You have 3 strategies. I taught you how to permanently fix your physician job with the coach your chair method. I mean, even if you never become a professional coach, you just know to coach that one person, you're going to make millions. Your life is going to be so much better. You'll be doing so much less work and you'll be getting along so much better with your job. Strategy 2, I showed you how to sign your first private client and also how to sign a 6-figure hospital coaching contract with our value first method and think like the CEO checklist. And strategy 3, I showed you how to make your physician job optional with our signature Spark Framework FlyWheel Effect to grow your audience and email list. And then how to convert your email list into paying clients with our 100K webinar playbook, 100K consult code. And then you heard my and my client success stories. So I left medicine because of pay cut to stay. You can too. I also want to say, because we have some profiles here who are like, I love my job. I never want to leave. You can stay in medicine because you want to, not because you have to. And I'll tell you, it's a very important difference to have matched exceed your clinical income and you go to work because you want to, not because you have to. Then you get to really enjoy your patients. You get to enjoy the people you work with. You get to have fun with the chair, have jokes in the hall, go out to lunch. Imagine enjoying your job because you want to be there, not because you have to be there. It's so beautiful. So here you might be thinking, how can I do this? Is it possible for me? It absolutely is inside of my program. And I'm going to be telling you about my trauma-informed coaching, physician coaching program now. The secret is you need an expert who's already done this, who has worked out all the process and frameworks, and who has a community to help cheer you on so that you can do this fast too. You need someone who has done it who can show you how. You need a community. This is what happens. Physician women, we are told that wanting money is bad and gross. If you are on your own, you will go back to your default settings that you have to be nice. You have to do all the work. You have to make everyone feel better. You can't ask for money for work, heaven forbid, right? You will go back to those factory settings and you will do more and more work. You'll be at 2.0 FTE and you'll be paid less than your peers. You need a community to normalize it. Women creating money is a good thing. It's the thing that will make the world a safer place. When women have money, they invest in education, they invest in small businesses, they invest in their charities and churches and their favorite political people. It is a good thing for women to have more money. Surround yourself with like-minded women, physicians, so you can get your results fast. Have a safe space to learn. These skills that you're going to learn to trauma-informed coaching, you will have never heard them before. You're going to want a safe place to practice them, to receive them, to grow your skill set. You want the momentum and motivation from seeing other people be successful. We just yesterday had a call where someone said, I turned in my 90-day notice. When you see another physician turn in their notice because their business is going so well, you'll be like, oh, that's possible for me too. I'll just say for me, I'm going to be in a business community the rest of my life because I've taken a year off business building. And just like, I'm just going to do trauma-informed coaching. I'm just going to work with these natural healers. And every single time I'm not in a business community, my profits nosedive. Because on my own, I'm not going to want to go make offers and do webinars and be like, ooh. But if I'm in a business community where every woman is doing it and it's a sign of empowerment and self-care, now it becomes a standard for me. And my profits just rise very quickly. So I will always be a part of one. I invite you to be a part of one too. If you don't have the profits experience clients that you want, it's that you're missing this piece, this particular community, these particular trauma-informed coaching skills. So I want to introduce you to trauma-informed physician coach training. We have run 4 rounds of this. We're just about to start our 5th round here in April. It's the only women physician coaching community dedicated to leveraging trauma-informed coaching skills to fix your job, sign your first client, and then make your physician job optional. Who is it for? Any physician women who want to create income, impact, and legacy with physician skills. So these are the 4 profile types. If you identify with any of those 4, which all of you did, you all picked a number, I think. That is for you. So this is for if you want to fix your physician job, you just want to get paid well and get a good schedule, but you never want to be a coach, this is definitely for you. If you want to stay in medicine, but you want on-demand income that you can just double your hospital bonus, this is definitely for you. If you want to trade clinical hours for more income as a physician coach, sign a 6-figure coaching contract at your hospital, this is for sure for you. If you're ready to leave medicine, match your clinical salary, and then exceed it, come sign up right away. Now's the best time. Now's the best time because the world is only getting crazier. Right? It's only getting crazier. So having these skills will keep you and your family safe and calm and be able to focus. Having these skills is now, so we only have one life. Like there's only so much time on the planet. Maximizing it for adventure, for deepening your relationships with your kids, to be able to, when you drop your daughter off at college, that you too can be like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, and have 0 minutes of regret for who you got to be, because there's so much money and time on the schedule, so much money and time available for you. It is definitely the best time. So here's what's included when you join now. You're going to get 6 months access starting now through October 1st, 3 group calls per month. You get immediate access to our library. So you can go in there this afternoon and start listening to the foundation course, which is our bedrock of trauma-informed physician coach skills. And I'll show you, I'm going to go through each of this in a minute. You can look at our content review clinic submissions, our pop-up workshops, behind the scenes, private podcasts, somatic healing practices, our archive calls. We have run 4 rounds. You get to listen to all of them. We have a live in-person event and a VIP rewards club. So I want to just show you a little bit about all of this, and then we're going to do questions at the end. So if you have questions, let me know. So 6 months access will be through October 1st, which gives you the exact runway you need to learn trauma-informed coaching and business skills. It gives you the experience you need to coach anyone on any topic. You'll have 6 months of experience at an expert status. You will be able to coach anyone on anything. You won't be frozen. You won't be confused. You won't be lost in sessions. You have the support you need to make back your investment, sign your first client, and then make your physician job optional. We have 3 group calls per month starting April 3rd. And every group call, you're going to get I start the call with a learning piece. And it's based on what I'm seeing this group needs to get to their results faster. So it may be case studies, didactics, open coaching on whatever is on your mind. So if your husband yelled at you that you didn't make whatever, you didn't make his favorite dinner for his birthday, we coach on that, but we also, our focus is on how do we get you fix your physician job, sign your first client, make your physician job optional. We do peer coaching. If you want to do peer coaching, you want to get experience, you have 3 chances a month in our container of this call to do peer coaching and get supervised feedback if you want it. We have real-time customized support to your life and to your coaching processes. We meet the first 3 Thursdays of the month, 4 p.m. Mountain Time at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The last week of the month is for implementation, and replays are available. So here's what we're looking to cover. I've already built out these courses. This is what we're going to be covering in the next round. I have a whole slew of client result accelerators. So I've been studying my coaching, and every time I've created a new tool, I've written it down, and we're just going to be unveiling those new tools. So if you like how I coach, I'm going to be breaking that down so you can take these tools for your clients. leveraging attachment styles to facilitate breakthrough, winning business models to protect your profit, intuitive coaching and business building for your best year yet, designing an irresistible program promise that attracts, magnetizes your best clients, customer service approaches that up-level your practice, ChatGPT as your creative director, smart email practices to convert leads into clients fast, and then we're going to be unveiling our very new 100K webinar playbook and 100K consult call code, and also talking about manifestation as a business practice strategy. When you join, you get immediate access to our foundation course. This is a snappy curriculum. This is it. I think it's like 10, 12 modules is everything you need to have trauma-informed coaching and business building skills. I built this course because there was no place I could find that had coaching and business building in a trauma-informed way. It was either one or the other, or neither of them. It was a business community that was not trauma-informed at all. Those are very common, right? But this was like, I wanted a place where you have trauma-informed coaching and business building. So you'll see here that we start with, you get access today, nervous system tracking, polyvagal theory, the zone of genius conversational coaching method is the one I developed and teach. The master coach tool, I was certified as a master coach at the Life Coach School. They don't offer it anymore. It's fine. You don't need to. When you join our program, one module is the master coach tool. How to run laser focused sessions, internal family systems for breakthrough. This is my favorite tool. Troubleshooting the resistant client. We have a business essentials module that goes through what would be how to create a good niche, program promise, offer, pricing, just to set you up. A 3-year success plan, compelling copy, funnels made simple, and new this round, we're adding in the 100K webinar playbook and 100K sales call code. That's all available right now. We also have pop-up workshops. These are fresh, quick trainings. They're just brand new content for in between our calls. We're going to meet the first 3 Thursdays of the month. And in between, after I do coaching with you, I'm like, oh, you need to know this. Or I have something in my business that I learned. I teach you in these pop-up workshops. They come from studying my business, coaching you, and studying other coaches. So it's in there right now. As soon as you join, you can go into my 2025 forecast and prediction of what I think is happening in the coaching market right now and how you can use it to get ahead of it. It's so good. You have to hear it. It's so good. I also talk about TikTok versus IG, what you have to know to scale on social media, how to use ChatGPT to increase your signups, how objections are your secret to growth. And I have a little process of how to go through them, a 4-part landing page framework, 10-person types will 10x your business. I have a magical method of how to decide your numbers to help grow your business fast. Title rehab for emails that people will actually open, curriculum builds that will grow your business, changing terms and conditions, 6 simple solutions for when nothing's working, my $100,000 lesson, and a 5-minute launch plan. When you join, you are going to get access to the content review clinic modules that are there. And then on our calls, you'll be able to submit content review to us on our 3 monthly calls. This is where you get expert help on any piece of content. Social media posts, website offers, emails, webinars. I have said no to nothing. I just keep bringing the content. I'm going to keep bringing you ideas. The idea being there is this philosophy in business. Oh, just go test it and see what happens. Why? Why don't we just make it converting from the jump and then put it out in the world and save ourselves lots of time and make a bigger impact and profit? So what we do with the clinic is we look at your content and we make it converting before you post it. People love the clinic. And here's some of the topics that are available right now. If you join, you'll get access to championing healthcare equality when you're in a politically hot landscape. When you think dropping the price is the answer, booking podcast spots, a highly converting sales page. When you only have one person to enroll, the most read section of your sales page, how to make it work for you, and living visions to magnetize your success. Behind the scenes. This is where I pull behind the curtains of my business so you get to see the secrets, my struggles, my aha moments. Why I think this is really important is love it or hate it. I don't think it's specific to the coaching industry. I think medicine does it too. Everyone pretends like everything's perfect. No, it's not perfect. But they're pretending there's a lot of posturing because I've got to be perfect so people will want to work with me. I really think it's the opposite. I think people want to work with people who are true, honest, and vulnerable and transparent. So behind the scenes, you get the content that can be really helpful to normalize your experience. Yeah, business building sometimes is hard, and it doesn't have to be as hard for you when you can see my struggles and how I worked through them. So I did my first live event, Girlfriend Weekend, which was so much fun. And I go behind the scenes of the coaching I had to do for myself. I had to spend several months coaching on it, of the growth I needed to do in order to have a live event. I tell you, I take you behind the scenes of my January 2025 training. I did a 5-minute launch. I show you how I can put a launch together in about 5 minutes, and you should too. I tell you about Black Friday wound up being around $40,000 and the best clients ever. I tell you about the mindset, the fears I had, how I worked through them, and how it wound up being a really successful day. Anyways, one day, $40,000. I show you about projects to break when you're in an income plateau or your clients are stuck, how to break through them with projects and how to build a module in 2 weeks. So funny. This was last year. I built a funnel in 2 weeks, pardon me. And now I really think you could do a funnel in an afternoon. So I'll probably be updating that too. We have a public podcast, Happy in Medicine. Check it out. We have a private podcast when you join. And this is everything we record for the most part. There's an audio version, so you could just listen to it on 2x while you're running errands. So you can be having just a positive mindset while you're working out or while you're at work in a boring faculty meeting. You just have a little earbud, right? Totally. Somatic healing practices. We did a little bit of this today. Somatic healing practice, the idea of how to calm your body, your nervous system down. Have you ever had that experience where mentally you know you're okay, but your body feels like there's a tiger in the room? It's really stressed out. Trauma-informed coaching, what we do is we calm the body first. And we did an exercise in strategy 1 today, but we go into even more depth. And as soon as you join, you can access all of it. My client's favorite is a 6-minute personal grounding exercise I made for me and I shared with my private one-on-one clients. People were like, I love this so much. And I put it in the library. It's something you can use to start your day, end your day. If you're going to a tense budget meeting, if you're on your transition from a busy hospital day to work, and just help bring you back to calm and safety. Calm palm technique, how to feel safe in any room, mindfulness and energy balance, tapping, and human design. All it's available right now. You're going to get access to the whole 6 months you're with us, archive calls, everything we've created, everything we'll create in year round. And so here are the calls that people love, 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 love. The secret to making 10K months consistently. Your customized success protocol, sales strategies for the modern workplace, why 2020 strategies no longer work, how to set up a successful partnership with a co-coach, how to collect testimonials that convert future clients, our 3-step re-sign protocol. Oh, it's so good. If you're not re-signing, it's because of this. Go listen to this 10 minutes and you will correct that part of your business. Sustainability practices so you don't burn out in coaching, processing emotions, how to read client signals, how to facilitate repairs when your client fights with you or goes in a trauma response with you, what to do when your client says, I don't have anything to do today, or the client wants to go way, way over time, how to stick to your boundaries. How to help them. Our live in-person event, we did one in February. It was incredible. This is just a handful of collections with permission. I was able to share these with you. But the idea is when I go into these live in-person, and my next one is going to be even better, is how can we get 6 months of transformation in this one event? How we were able to do that is it was a very small number of people on purpose, and we really focused. We did multiple, probably like 3 or 4 rounds of coaching for these 3 or 4 people. And then we added adventures. We hiked through Red Rocks. We went out for dinner. We went out for yummy food. We treated ourselves. And I have even a better plan for next time. And when you're in our space, you get an invitation to join us. We are new this time is we're having a VIP rewards club. We're going to start that this round. So we have a priority for you to make your investment back. We take your money, you're spending money very seriously, and we are prioritized and you getting your money back as soon as possible. We have a whole process for it. I'll tell you about it in a moment. When you make your investment back, we give you reward. You get access to our VIP rewards club. And inside, you're going to get advanced coaching tools. I teach manifestation tools, and you're going to get a group quarterly call with the people who have also achieved that program promise. And once you know how to make money, this VIP Rewards Club is like gas on the fire. Now we just make it a whole lot faster. I think the community is really a key. If you are going to try to make money as a woman physician, you need to be around women physicians who are doing the same, who understand you, who can empathize with what it's like to have a bad boss, who can also help normalize the experience of making money in a world that tells women we can't make money. It was only in the 1970s where women got a credit card, get a credit card without their husband, who could have a savings account without their husband. Like this in our generation, like sort of within our lifetime, were women given this right within our lifetime, within our mom's lifetime for sure. Women were able to have money on their own. It's an incredibly radically feminist thing for the world, for women to be able to generate money on our own. So it's new. It's not easy for everyone. When you're in community with other women doing the same, it becomes so much easier. It's like, this is just the norm. We just create 10K months, 20K months. This is just the norm for us. When you're in community, it becomes so much easier. So I invite you to join our movement. It's not just another coaching program, it's a movement. We are the only women physician coaching community dedicated to leveraging trauma-informed coaching skills to fix your job, sign your first client, and then make your physician job optional. What you can expect in the first 30 days, we have a priority on you making your money back. We have a process for it. We're so good at it. Most clients have it paid off before the first call. You join, you're going to get an email. It's a PDF, 30 ways to make your investment back in 30 days. The goal is to have that paid off before you even start. And we have so much support to make that happen. And why we do is because when you show yourself it's paid off, you open yourself up to learn and all the lessons and to make so much more. When you show yourself, oh, I created this amount of money, I can create double that, triple that, 100K, 500K. I was about to say 20 million, 100K, right? You know what I mean? It's such a good skill. Your identity gets so much stronger through that. So in the first 30 days, you get that process of how to make your investment back in 30 days. We are on the very first call going to decide your priority goal. You are going to leave that first call with your customized plan to achieve that goal, your first win in the 30 days. And you're going to cover everything you need to start coaching right away with trauma-informed coaching and business building skills. We do not mess around here, y'all. So this is a summary of what you get. 6 months access, 3 group calls per month, immediate access to our library. You can be in our foundation course this afternoon, unlimited content review clinic submissions. When you join, you'll see our bonus workshops, pop-up workshops, behind the scenes, private podcast, somatic healing practices, all our archive calls if you'd like to see them. You'll be invited to our next live in-person event, and you will have the option to join our VIP Awards Club when you make your money back. The investment is a one-time payment of $5,000 or 3 monthly payments of $1,750. This is the first time we've been open to the public. Before, it's kind of been invitation only. Like I reached out to people, I think you'd be a great fit, or you're interested. This is the first time we're going public, and we close next Thursday. So we have about a week to join. We are going to close Thursday, March 13th, midnight Eastern time. When's the next one? I don't know. This is our first one, and this is our 5th round. So I don't know when we're going to do it again. If you're interested, I would just join now. We do have a very special 48-hour bonus. So for those of you who join within the next 48 hours, it's now through Saturday. I think it's March 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern time. At 2:01, it goes away. So you're going to be very, very good about the time. You can get the option of having a 48-hour bonus. And I'm going to walk you through. There's 3 elements that are together worth $11,000. The first one we've never done before, offered it before, but it is really, really good. It is 2 weeks of private video coaching through an app called Marco Polo. This is a picture of it. This is my husband and I on Marco Polo. So it's like a text message, but it's a video. So you get to see me, I get to see you. If you want to, you can also turn the video off if you'd rather just use the audio version. But this, I have experienced it. It is like 6 months of coaching. On that 2 weeks of private one-on-one video coaching, you're going to get like 6 months of coaching. We'll be able to focus on whatever's on your mind. So if you have a sales call coming up, you're worried about an objection, you have a webinar, you're not sure it's flowing right. Your boss just wants you to be a hospital lead and you don't wanna. Like, we can work on that through this 2-week private coaching experience. So if you've ever wished you could have a coach in your pocket, I know I've been like, oh God, I wish I could call my coach. My coach does not do this, unfortunately, but you can have that coach in a pocket experience with this 48-hour bonus. Those who are enrolled in the first 40 hours are going to get 2 weeks of private one-on-one video coaching for free through the Marco Polo app. Ask questions, get answers that same day. Second, bonus is that you're going to get a private one-on-one call with me. I don't offer these anymore. They used to be $1,000. And on this call, we are going to map out how to get your money back. So I have a process, 30 ways to get your investment paid back within 30 days, but we're going to customize it for you and your job. If you have a coaching practice, we could audit your business. We could look at your social media account. We could work on your messaging. We could figure out how to package an offer together. We're going to find a way to get your money back in 30 days or less. So you'll leave with a customized roadmap to get your investment back. The exact process you need to get results ahead of time, ahead of our very first call. We're going to be doing these in March. So we're ahead in April. When we start, you'll know exactly where to start, have exact next steps, just designed for you. It's just you and me. It's ultimate in privacy. And then our last bonus, are you ready? Okay, buckle up. You've been asleep. We've got to wake up for this one. I think all the bonuses are fabulous, but this is really like this to me. I was like, okay, what can we do to make it a no-brainer? Have them rush across the line to this 40-hour bonus. You're going to get an extra 6 months in the program. That's 12 months total. That's now through April 1st, 2026. That's $5,000 coach, like a $5,000 value. And why we're doing this is just to give you luxurious time so you really can create all of your results in a way that feels at a pace that feels really good to you. So you can make your investment back, fix your job, sign your first client, and build up your coaching practice to make your physician job optional. The idea being there in 1 year, think about how much content you create. For example, if you're the last 3 months, I did 2 launches. So if you were to launch at that rate, launches where you open up your program for people to join, that's 6 launches you could have with an expert certified coach with all these other resources. By the way, I am always, you're going to have everything you need in the first 30 days, but then you have a whole year with us to just make your investment back, double your investment back, triple your investment, 50K, 100K, make your physician job optional. That's the goal for this year. So when you join the first 48 hours, you're going to get this 48-hour bonus is only available between now and Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's 2 weeks of private one-on-one video coaching valued at $5,000, a bonus private one-on-one call valued at $1,000. We're going to make sure you have the process to get your money back and a whole year in the program. This together is valued at $11,000 when you sign up. The 48-hour bonus, that goes on Saturday. I'll say that doors close next Thursday, March 13th. All throughout the week, you'll still get the bonus private one-on-one and the 6 months. We're going to keep that open this week. On Thursday, the door's closed. You'll have to wait for the next time to join us, which I don't know when that is because we don't always launch. We're often majority of the time we're invitation only. So to summarize, here you go. If you want to join us, when you join us now, you get 6 months access. The bonus is coming. But the standard package, 6 months access, 3 group calls per month, immediate access to our library, the foundation course, content review clinic, pop-up workshops, behind the scenes, private podcasts, somatic healing, archive calls, a live in-person event, VIP rewards club. It's a one-time investment of $5,000, or you can make it 3 monthly payments of $1,750. Our 48-hour bonus expires Saturday, March 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and then doors will close next Thursday, March 13th, midnight Eastern time. The bonus package is $11,000, and it includes the 2 weeks of private video one-on-one coaching. That's if you join us in the 48 hours. And if you join us before the doors close, you'll also get 1 private call to map out, make your investment back, and bonus 6 months in the program. When you go, I'm about to show you the website. When you go there, you're going to see there is an option to upgrade into the certification. So I'm just going to show you one slide that shows you what the upgrade is. The upgrade isn't for everyone, and that's okay. I think trauma-informed physician coach training is one hell of a deal. Oh, so let me just show you the difference. So trauma-informed physician coach training, advanced certification, you're going to get everything I just showed. All the same assets, same 3 monthly calls, same library, same in-person event rewards, the 3 bonuses worth $11,000. All of that is the same. Here are the differences. If you decide to upgrade, you get a pathway to get advanced certification and a badge. What that involves is you're going to do a mentor project with me, coaching reviews. We're going to look at your coaching samples and written coaching. If you don't have clients, you can coach me. There are people in the program who want to swap coaching, so we will find clients for you. There's a written exam. You have to pass 75% of it. You can pass this, okay? We're not trying to make anyone if you want to get certified, we're going to get you certified. So, and I think, and you do 4 somatic experiences, which might be like getting 4 different massages. We'll talk details about that one a little bit later. If you have questions, ask me in the Q&A. But I think it's fantastic. I think the Mentor Project is such a gift of you and the world. It's such a flex for you to see you put these skills in the world. And it could be like signing your first hospital contract and working with us to build out the curriculum and talk to the CEO and get it off the ground. It could be this podcast you've always wanted. It could be that you develop your modules, your library. We will work with you to find the perfect mentor project so that at the end of this program, you can say, I got my money's back again and again and again. And now I have the process to making my physician job optional. The advanced certification also comes with 10 private one-on-one coaching. So if you want one-on-one coaching calls, this is the option for you. This will be once a month, starting in April for the next 10 months. And the idea being is we want a space for you to really take your coaching to the next level, whether you're coaching me or I'm coaching you on what's going on, but we want to ensure that you're getting all the results possible. You're getting a return on investment. So the investment for the training part is the $5,000 one-time payment, or you could do it 3 monthly payments of $1,750. If you want to do the advanced certification with the private coaching, that's a one-time payment of $10,000 for 3 monthly payments of $3,500. I'll say my philosophy is money should really not be an issue here. Here's why. This is my philosophy. Of course, do whatever you think, but our goal is to get this paid off in the next 30 days. And so it really should be like, what do I want to do? How do I want to use my time? For some people, it's going to be like, I absolutely want a certification. That way I can leverage it at my hospital. And for other people, like I'm already coaching at my hospital. I don't need that. I don't want a project. I just want to get the training piece. So money should not be the decision point here. And when you join us, when you have the ability to make money on demand, money gets to be a thing you never have to decide, do I have enough? You just know how to make money on demand. You get to get what you want. I think that's like the most feminist, powerful, badass thing ever in the world. So how we do this, I'm going to give you a couple of ways of how we pay this in full, is that we have a PDF that we've put together with p-values and PubMeds. It states the coaching is amazing, and it goes through all the literature and it cites the statistics. You can copy and paste it, send it to your business manager. We've had people download this and get it paid that afternoon. Another way is as soon as you join, you're going to get a PDF, 30 ways to make your money back in 30 days. It includes just the mindset and tools and strategy you need to make your investment back before the first call. First, this round, I'm really excited. For the first time, we're going to have a 10K in 30-day sales challenge. You don't have to do it. Again, most of you will have this paid off before our very first call. But I think the ability to be like, let's create money together. I think that sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. Plus, I'll be doing it with you, and I have a whole 30-day curriculum that you'll have a video every day to kind of like start your day in a really powerful mindset. So, because our priority is get you making money, pay this off, and then have the process of making money on demand for the rest of your life. Have your investment paid. Make your physician job optional. Your bonus one-on-one also is geared towards making sure you get your money back. For those of you who have never coached before, we will explore ways of how you can get this done. And it really could be simple as just signing one client. And for those of you who have a coaching practice, I would recommend us audit your business, because I have done this for people who just had a huge blind set for their marketing. And I pointed out one thing, and it was like gushes started coming, like the clients started pouring in because they just missed a critical piece of their marketing. I think the business audit will be like a $10,000 return on investment. All right, so here you go. Here is the QR code. You can sign up right now. I'm going to be taking questions in a minute. So if you have questions, put them in the chat. I want you to leave here with all your questions answered. Or not chat, in the Q&A box. You can send the question with your name. If you want it to be totally anonymous, send it totally anonymously. You can send me questions on the program, on anything I taught today. I will really take questions on anything. No one's ever asked me a question. I was like, I absolutely cannot answer this. So I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious what that might be, but yeah, I want you to leave with all your questions answered. So if you were here just because your profile won, you want to know how to coach your boss, you can go ahead and put in the Q&A. What's the situation you're dealing with your boss? And I'll provide you coaching on that. So you can coach your boss with some methods. Sound good? All right. So in summary, 6 months access, 3 group calls per month, immediate access to our library. Foundation course is snappy. It's very constrained. You could listen to it today. You could have it all listened to before our first call on April 3rd. Our content review clinic is open. Pop-up workshops, you can take a look at those, behind the scenes, private podcasts, somatic healing practices, archive calls and replays. You'll be invited to our next live in-person event. And as soon as you earn your money, you get to go into the VIP Rewards Club where you get advanced manifestation techniques and additional live call. For the training, it's a one-time payment of $5,000, 3 monthly payments of $1,750. Remember, the 48-hour bonus ends Saturday, March 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you write me at 3, I'm going to tell you, no, it's closed. All right, every round, someone's like, but please, no, no, no. It is it's a very high value, very high, a lot of work for me to do as well. So that's why we want to incentivize fast action takers. But if you miss it and I want you to know you still get the other bonuses. Doors will close on Thursday, March 13th, midnight Eastern time. If you want to come in, I would come in now. We generally are invitation only, so this is the first time we've been open. If you want to come in, now is the time. Right now, when you join, it's a triple bonus worth $11,000. It's a 2 weeks one-on-one private video messaging with Marco Polo. It's a free app. Get help that same day on anything. Also, a private call. We're going to map out your investment, audit your business. We're going to find a lot of ways to get your money back, get your money back, get your money back, get your money back. And that's going to help you build the skill of making money so that you can make your physician job optional. And when you join now, you get a bonus 6 months. You'll be with us for an entire year. And what you can create in a year will blow your freaking mind. So QR code, that's where you can join us. Also, about, I think a half an hour ago, I sent an email out to all of you. So you can also, if you go to the email, it will allow you to enroll from there. I want to let you know that if you have questions, if you're like, I'm just not really sure if I want to do the training or the certification, or I just have a couple of questions that I want to talk with you about in person, you can book an Is This For Me private sales call at this QR code. I put up, I think, 10 calls this next week, and it's just a private, cozy chat with you and me, where you're going to get everything you need to know. And I'm not going to pressure you. Some people have been on the call and I've been like, I don't think this is a great fit for right now. So why don't you, it sounds like you're really stressed out about money and time. And I don't want anyone entering this space who's super stressed out about money and time. That's not that's not a great space. You probably need just one-on-one coaching. So don't fear that you're going to come on and I'm going to push you into it. I never push anyone into it. About half the time I'm like, I have like, maybe we need to talk about private coaching versus this. We wanted you to come in. Why we make such a priority to have you have this paid back in 30 days is because if you're stressed out about paying for this $5,000 coaching investment, you're not going to hear the messaging. You're going to be stuck in a trauma response. That's why we really get that done quickly so that you're freed up to then make $10,000 and then $15,000 and on and on and on. I would say, boy, if I could go back in time to Christina, younger Christina, because my first coaching investment was $5,000 and I thought about it for months. I suffered in my job for months. It's like $5,000. My first car was less than that. If I had known that $5,000 would let me leave medicine and be the mom I want to be and work 2 hours a day coaching, be able to pay for my daughter's college all cash, I'd have been like, would you please take my $5,000? Right? There's just so much goodness here. Anyways, on this call, you can go ahead and grab it if you want to book a call. Go to this QR code, pick up a time. We're doing them next week before the cart closes, and you'll leave with just a very clear decision, whether it's yes or no. You'll just feel really good. Even if you decide to be a no, you'll be like, oh, I feel really good about my no. And I would love to help you with that. Call's just you and me. Also, if you book now, you can hold your 48-hour bonus package. So if you book now, we talk on Monday, even though it's expired for everybody else, because you booked a one-on-one, Is This For Me sales call while it was active, we're going to hold it for you for 48 hours. Not forever. You will have 48 hours still, but your 40 hours will start at our sales call. So as we close up, I'm gonna go to questions next. So load up your questions. What questions do you have for me? I see a few. We will get to all of them. You can make your return on investment, your ROI, on one coaching call. You can get your entire investment back in one module. So I'm gonna give you some examples of people who said these exact words. This physician said the very first module and foundation course, the tracking your nervous system, she said it changed my entire life. I had no idea the chronic stress I was in as a physician and how easy it was to reverse it. I went on to start my own coaching program. I wanted to say this, take this program for you. It will change your life. Amen. Preach. Agreed. Someone else said, I joined because I was stuck with several of my clients. The trauma-informed coaching tools helped me see that I was rushing my clients to change before they were ready. I learned how to show up in service and go at my clients' pace. I'm now booking and converting more consults than ever before. This process really is, if your business is not where it needs to be, it's because you don't have trauma-informed coaching skills. And I'll say, I think it really is less than 1% of all physician coaches have the skill. And the physician coaches who I've seen close their practice and go back to medicine because they just couldn't get it off, they just didn't have the skill. I really feel like this is an essential skill. If you don't have the success you need, this is the missing piece. I've been coaching for years. Another person said, I've been coaching for years and have been in many coaching containers. I got my coaching investment back before the certification even began. Christina pointed out a fundamental marketing flaw that I couldn't see. This program is worth every penny. I just gave my 90-day notice to my hospital, ... because her practice is doing so well. Her solo practice is doing so well. I had my biggest month yet. I signed 8 new patients into my solo practice. I saved my marriage. Every single one of those women would tell you they got the return on investment back. We take it very, very seriously. We work with new physician coaches. So this is an example. Christina helped me sign my first coaching client before I even certified, before I even joined certification, before I even showed up on the first call. We work with seasoned physician coaches. She said, this one said, I've coached for years. This physician said, I've coached for years, but I always got spooked when a client brought up any kind of trauma. Now I finally am able to work through client trauma in a really beautiful, connecting way. This is exactly what I needed. We work with coaches inside of medicine. This physician coach said, I created a coaching leadership title with funding, reduced clinical effort, and influence at the state level at a major academic center with these tools. We help physician coaches outside of medicine. This physician coach said, I sold out my first coaching retreat with a profit and a 4-week vacation right before. When you join now, you have 12-month access, which means you just never have to feel rushed. Like you have to see it all, you have to overwork. You just have this really luxurious, beautiful, expansive runway to learn exactly what you need at a pace that feels really good. And at the end of the 12 months, if you're like, I really love this place, well, you can sign up again because the people who are in the program always get priority before we offer it again. So even if we never open this up to the public again, once you're in with us, you are always the priority for. So when we send out invitations only to join, you would be on that list. Trauma-informed coaching is the last certification you'll ever need. Seriously. You don't have to be a certification queen doing all the things, always looking for what is the thing that will bring me the profit I need. This can be the first and last certification you ever need. You can book, you can enroll here, guarantee results fast when you're in community. When you have a process, when you have someone who's already done all of this, who's already fixed her job 3 times, who's created hospital contracts, who's worked with over 200 physician coaches, who's made more in her physician coaching practice than she did as a doctor, someone who's already done all this. You can guarantee it when you're in with us for a year. You join right now, you join the only woman physician coaching community dedicated to leveraging trauma-informed coaching skills to fix your job, sign your first client, and then make your physician job optional. Join right now because our 48-hour bonus will end March 8th on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, and then doors close on Thursday, March 13th, midnight Eastern time. When you join us, you get 6 months access starting now. 3 group calls a month. You get access to our TIP, our library, which you can see today, the foundation course, content review, pop-up workshops, behind the scenes, private podcast, somatic healing practices, archive calls and trainings, live in-person event, VIP rewards club. When you make your money back, we reward you. We celebrate making money around here because money means impact. It means rights. It means power. It means influence. It means being able to control your schedule and take care of your babies. It means everything important. You can, when you join our trauma-informed physician coach training, it's a one-time investment of $5,000 or 3 monthly payments of $1,750. The 48-hour bonus will end this Saturday, March 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Doors close Thursday, March 13th at midnight. Our bonus package for those who join in the first 48 hours is valued at $11,000. It includes 2 weeks of private Marco Polo one-on-one video coaching. 6 months of coaching on that will come to you since 6 months of results. You also will get a private call to map out making your investment back, and a bonus 6 months. You'll be with us for a whole year when you enroll right now. So we're going to do questions and answers. Who's got questions? I've got some answers. Okay, let's see. The question number, one of our questions was, could I recap? I came in late. Could I just, in a nutshell, say what the coach your boss method is? I will. And if you signed up for this website, I hope I'm sharing the right screen. I think I am. If you sign up for this webinar, you'll also get the replay, but I'll just tell you really quickly. The coach your chair method, step 1, know the 5 behavior types. Step 2, read the room. Step 3 is to triage the triad or triad triage. So when you notice that everyone is safe, you proceed with your goal in the way that we recommend. If you see a stress response, you just want to slow everything down and reestablish safety. And what we talked about how to reestablish safety is somatic, mindset, and strategy. And if you want any more than that, I would say look at the replay, but that's a quick summary. How does that sound? What else do you have questions about? I have some more questions here too. Leave that here. Other questions? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to put my chat over here so I can see it a little more easily. What do I do if my boss goes into flight? The example was when my boss fights, but what do I do if my boss is in flight mode? So if your boss is in a flight mode, how brilliant that you can recognize it. And what flight will look like is they're like, I gotta go, or we're gonna have to schedule another meeting, or I need you to leave. Or much more subtly, they might say, you know what, let's change the subject. That is flighting. That's getting out of that mess. That's getting out of that conversation. So just being aware of it is going to be super helpful. And also, you might have some curiosity around what happened that they flighted. Have a theory, pose a theory, go to your intuition. What was the thing? If it was like, I just said I wanted to go part-time and they flighted immediately, well, they may be having a stress response of you going part-time. And so you're going to slow everything down. And in that case, you might say something along the lines of, oh, I'm bringing this up about cutting back to part-time hours because I want us to do, I want to get some, I don't want anything to surprise you, and I want to work together. I want to do this in a way that feels good for everyone. It's a win-win-win for everyone. So you notice the idea is we're going to slow everything down and let them know that neutralizing technique that we talked about, we're on the same page, that we want to get their input. We want to do this together. So we're finding out, where do they get stressed out? We're slowing it down and we're starting to reassure them in the moment that we have more in common than we have different, that we want to work together, that we want to find a solution together, for example. So that would be one example of how you would work through flight. I think the thing to keep in mind, though, is when you follow the coach your chair method and you are labeling, okay, he is in flight, you're already making the room calm because you have awareness now of what's happening. Just having awareness is 90% of what happens. People who don't have these tools, what will happen is the chair will say, no, we're not going to talk about that now. And then the person is like, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. I did the wrong thing. I shouldn't have said this. When will I ever learn? Or my boss is so manipulative. My boss is terrible. I hate my boss. And they go into this trauma response back and forth where nothing ever gets resolved. And it's super stressful. So that you can, step 1, that coach your chair method is recognize what 5 behavioral types that your boss is in, where are you? And when there's a stress response, slow everything down to start reconnecting, reassuring them, reassuring you. When there is safety, then we move forward. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right. I started negotiating at my center, but I didn't think about asking for any of the things you suggested. It feels a little hopeless for me. What should I do? All right. So I'm glad you asked this, anonymous attendee. And for everyone out there, I mean, what's great is that coaching is becoming more mainstream. It is very common. My number one, when I first started promoting my coaching program, the first objection I got is, what is coaching and why do I need it? Now the objection I get is, well, I already have a coach at my institution. Why should I join another program? Right? That's a good sign. That means coaching is becoming more mainstream. That's amazing. So we don't want to fault you for not negotiating. I'm sure you never heard the coach your chair method. I'm sure you never had the think like the CEO formula. How do I know? Because I invented it and this is the first time I've shared it. So we don't want to be mad at you, of course. And if you want something more, you can get it at any time. These are just conversations we get to add. When you're in my program, we can work with you together. And some ways of doing it can be as simple as, I just went to a professional development on physician coaching, and here's what I learned. Here's what I want to bring to the program this year. And what would help this program be very successful are these asks. I can do more if I have admin, if I have the FTE, if we have the increased salary, if we have the support to have lunches, for example. So just because you haven't negotiated doesn't mean you can't. Of course, for every one of you who are approaching negotiations, my recommendation will always be to upfront negotiate. It just makes it so much easier. But if you haven't, it wouldn't be uncommon, because if you're coaching your industry in your hospital right now, you're a visionary. You are doing things, you are one of the first adopters. Of course, some people haven't asked for. There wasn't proof that this worked. And now we're going to leverage your experience, the proof, the results towards making a more sophisticated ask proposal program and having that match with your protected time, admin support, and compensation. I would very highly suggest you join, and we can use your one-on-one to script that. What do you think about that, anonymous attendee? All right, another question is, but I have never coached before. Will I feel like I fit in? I love this question, anonymous attendee. Thank you for saying that. So here's what. If you haven't learned trauma-informed coaching techniques with me, which is pretty much everyone, everybody's a beginner. I promise. You are all a beginner. The strategies you heard today are brand new. No one is teaching them. How we teach inside the program is very different than any coaching space. So everyone is a beginner. So yes, you're going to fit right in 100%. And if you're worried about like how will you find clients to do video submissions, we will help you find clients as part of our strategy as well. Remember, the philosophy is you are surrounded by people who would love to work with you. So we're going to help you find clients. And if you decide that you would rather work with someone in the program, you can swap coaching. You can coach me. You can coach family. We can find a friend for free. Like we can just, you don't have to worry about that. Everyone is a beginner. I'm not going to be able to make all the classes. I have some events Thursdays at 4. What do you suggest for me? So if you're in the trauma-informed physician coach training, we are meeting Thursdays at 4 is the plan. You're not expected to make all of them. Like you're in a group with a bunch of physicians. No one is going to be able to make all of them. Probably not even me. I'm probably gonna have to hire someone to come in. If I might be sick one day, right? So I do have the past 4 rounds, I've done 100% of the calls. I think I had a friend come on with me once and we talked together about having co-coaches or making partnerships, but I do 100% of the calls. And I know sometimes I get sick. So I will have to cancel something at some point, and that is okay. You're with physician coaches. Now, if you wanted to do the certification, we do require 50% of the sessions to be live. And that's because we want to see, how we know you are owning these skills is if you're displaying these skills, using these skills. It doesn't mean necessarily that you need to coach in front of us. on a recording, not at all. I don't think that's really useful. I know there are people who, when they're doing peer coaching in front of the group, it's very traumatizing. They go in a freeze response. It's no good for us to, like, we can't observe you coaching if you're in a freeze response. So we don't require participation in that way, but we do require you to be present at least 50% of the time for certification towards building this community, towards normalizing money-making skills with other people. And so that would be 50% of calls we would expect you to be present for certification. If you can't make that, we can have several conversations, but I think if you can't make 50% of the calls live for certification, maybe just do the training or wait for another round would be my suggestion. Oh, any other questions? What else? My boss is always in a fight is always in a fight response. How am I ever going to make my job work? So yeah, we actually help you with that in Honest Attendee. My suggestion there, and we can work on that more in the program, is your boss can be in a fight response his whole life, and you can still do a great job and love your job. We have many women who don't want to move. Their families in the area. They custom built a home. They're not interested in leaving, but they have a boss who has a very messy head. It doesn't have to impact you. When you have trauma-informed coaching skills, you know how to compartmentalize it and deal with it in a way that protects you and keeps you safe. One of the ways I'll give you here is that you work around your boss. It is just such a lie. I have so many clients who are like, my division director has it out for me. It's the only way I can get it scheduled. No, guess who's your division director's boss? Your chair. Now we're going to go to your chair and we're going to work around, or we're going to find somebody else. Or if your chair won't give you money to cover your coaching, we'll go to the women in medicine group, or we'll get sponsored by your well-being center. Like, we just keep resourcing you until you get what you need. So it is not true that the only way you can make your job work is if your very irrational boss is mad. No, not at all. We're going to assume your very irrational boss will be irrational their whole career. You can still have a beautiful, highly meaningful, exciting career that you're proud of. All you need trauma-informed physician coaching skills. I encourage you to join us. The other thing I would suggest is, if you were here, I'm just kind of taking from the questions, is if you were here, I'd probably say, do you want to stay at this job? Because if you don't, I mean, sometimes how we fix a terrible job is we go to a better job. But I want to give you all the coaching possible. If you're like, no, I really want to stay, you totally can. When you can coach your chair, when you can make your physician job optional, you just start opening up so much more possibility for you. What other questions do we have? What else? I don't love tech or podcasts. How can I do the value first method? I'm so glad you added that, Lisa. So you don't have my example of how I signed my first 3 private clients. I built a podcast because I love podcasts. But if you hate tech and podcasts, I would definitely say do not do that. And what we do in our program is we find out, what are your natural strengths? What do you love doing that feels like fun? Do that. So for example, if you love just chatting away, well, put it on a video and put it on Instagram stories. Like, you can grow through social media. If you love writing, then email or a newsletter or a blog would be your format. Or if you love collaborating, then maybe you want to work with other coaches and swap podcasts or coaching in their group, or have affiliate links. There's so many ways. I'm really glad you asked this, Lisa, that you want to find your unique way of value first by finding what feels good. And that's what makes, well, I think trauma-informed business building skills is so powerful, is that I think a lot of business coaches and programs, and nothing wrong with them, they'll say, this is how you should do it. You should do a podcast, you should do a webinar, you should do this, you should do that. And the way they're doing is they're generally selling to lots and lots of people. And so they're going to use the process that can be kind of like coach in a box. Okay, put it in a box, give it to someone, and they can run with it. And for most people, they will run with it and do very, very well. But for some people, it can put them in a trauma response if you're forced to do a podcast and you don't want to. And so we want to, in trauma-informed coaching, you're going to learn trauma-informed business building skills too. It starts with, what of all the options I have in the world feels good and fun and unique and like no work at all? Because when it doesn't feel like work for you, you'll have very high energy. You'll want to do it. You'll do it really quickly. And the people who resonate with your message are going to get up off that couch, come find you. They're going to find ways to get into your program. They're going to be in your DMs. How can I work with you? I love your energy, right? It's the best. Any other questions? I am tasked with building a curriculum for my university. I like your approach of making a quick curriculum with titles, but how do I make the content to match that? So your answer is in your question, anonymous attendee. I'm glad you asked this. This is really a question. So we can come up, and how I come up with sexy titles, like I gave you that process. Think about what the person paying for it wants. Think about the person who's taking for it wants, and how can we make this new, fresh, and innovative? That's the triad of content that we're always kind of playing with. And when you can make a content really quickly. You can also use chat. You can use Chat GPT to help you out as well. That's the title. And now how do you build the content behind it is you think, how do I get this person this result? So we're not just promising things that they want and have no way to deliver it. That would be totally out of integrity and unethical. We're coming up with a content based on what people want, and then we're building the resources for it. So it's like reverse engineering the most brilliant content you've ever heard. That's what I did for this program, by the way, for this webinar. I said, what are the 3 things they really want? They want to fix their job. Okay, I'm going to come up with the coach their chair method. It's going to show them how to coach their boss into the exact job. They're going to want to sign their first client, or I'm going to do the value first method of how they can sign their first private client, how I sign my first private client, how they can sign a 6-figure hospital coaching contract. And then I'm going to show them how to make their physician job optional. I'm going to give them our Spark framework to grow their audience. I'm going to give them our 100K webinar playbook, our 100K sales console code. I'm going to tell them that's what we're teaching this round. That's how they convert from audience to paying clients. So it's reverse engineering the curriculum. And it's the best way to do it. I know so many coaches, my friends, who will spend months, years building curriculum. They think, oh, this is going to be great for them. And then their clients come, their clients like, this is nothing, like, I don't care at all about this. And now they just wasted all. I mean, it's a thought. I mean, it's not a useful thought, but essentially they could have just built their program for their clients and come up with something really useful. I have seen people, my friends have reached out to me. I built this curriculum. Nobody wants it. I try to sell it. I put Facebook ads on it. No one wants to pay for it. In my mind, I'm like, of course they don't. People don't want what we think is helpful. People want the result that they want, and they want a way to get it. And that's how you create a really beautiful, empowering, sophisticated, profitable coaching program is think what your clients want, think what you love to teach, find a way to do both. Give them the results that they love. Okay, what else do we have? What else? How is that? Anonymous Entity said, yes, exactly. Lisa said, I love that plan. I definitely can do that. Good. Anything else? What else do you have? Any other questions? Any other questions? I am working on my curriculum. It's been a couple of years. I was planning on launching in the fall when it's all done, but now I'm starting to think maybe I should just ditch my curriculum and get started now. What do you suggest? Anonymous attendee, here's what I suggest. I suggest you join us and we will help you. I suggest what you said is, I really want to get started now. I would get started now. Capitalize on your desire. By the way, I wouldn't chuck any of your curriculum. And if you join now, let's use your one-on-one to repurpose your curriculum. So keep everything you've created. I would stop working on it though. I would transition over into sales activities. Use what you have and I can help you with it. We'll make it sexy. We'll dress it up. We'll make it irresistible. And let's transition into sales activities. As you start working with clients, your curriculum will change. Mine sure has. As soon as I make curriculum, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to change the curriculum. I teach people you need constraint because you don't get clients through curriculum. Hear me in the back, please. You do not get clients through curriculum. You get clients through giving them really good results. And most of that results will come from you coaching them on a one-on-one call or in your group program. So I would say halt the curriculum development, scoot into Just because you said, I really want to get started now, I would stop the curriculum build, go into sales activities. When you join us, we can go ahead and give you all of this. We can work together in the first one-on-one. We can repurpose your curriculum. And for everyone, like we have a course on how to build a curriculum quickly. I say put my suggestion always is if you're going to put a curriculum, 5 modules, 10 minutes each, that's it. And then don't let yourself touch it. Give the password to your husband or spouse. Tell your spouse to change the password so you cannot possibly get in there. It's too tempting, right? It's too tempting. In 6 months, when you're the next round, the people join in 6 months, you might say, okay, here's what I want to add. Here's what I want to change. In a year or two, you can do a whole overhaul. But like little 6 months, little freshen ups, totally fine. But that's the process I follow too. You notice how many things I showed you new this round? I didn't let myself change it. Once a round starts, I don't let myself change anything. We just keep going forward. We deliver what we promised. We execute at a high level and we take notes. And that's once this round ends, I'm going to study all my notes and I say, okay, and here's what we're going to do new next time. But we don't want to be changing things all the time. It's very exhausting. It's time consuming. And here's what I find that is the difference between a profitable coach and a not profitable coach. A profitable coach is spending more time doing sales activities. A coach that doesn't make a profit, who leaves their coaching practice to go back to medicine because it failed, is spending all their time creating content. So we need to see that shift to sales if that's your desire. That would be my suggestion. And on our one-on-one, we can adapt it to you. So that's my suggestion. I want to say, anonymous attendee, I will always give you my advice as a business as your business coach, as your coach when we're together. And also I always tell people, you have to do what's right for you. So I'll give you my advice. I'll give you what I did. I'll give you what I suggest. And then I'll coach you on I'll coach you and we'll find out what is your truth, what's very resonant for you. And it's a beautiful thing. So join us. We'll sort all of this out. What else? What other questions do we have? Okay. Anonymous attendee NF25. I love that. I'm just trying to think what that might stand for. I will bonus. Can you go over the bonuses? Yes. So here are our bonuses. These 3 bonuses are present for anyone who purchased anything before this Saturday, Saturday, March 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So whether you do the training or you do the advanced certification, if you enroll by this Saturday before 2 p.m. Eastern time, all these 3 things come to you. So you will get the 48-hour, 2 weeks of private video coaching, Marco Polo, and we will release details as we get closer. We're going to have people will sign up for 2-week blocks, and we'll give you details of how you'll use that. That is worth $5,000. That is worth way more. I'm sorry. That's like 6 months of coaching. It is so good. We get to work in the minute on your business. You could be preparing for a sales call, but Christina, there's this objection she gave me. I had a sales call. We're going to do a follow-up. I need to know how to get over the husband objection, and I will give you that on that Marco Polo. You will It's so good. I think this Marco Polo is worth the whole price of the program, to be honest. So anybody who joins advanced certification or training, you're going to get all 3. 40-hour bonus, Marco Polo private one-on-one coaching, your private one-on-one, and you get a bonus 6 months, a whole 12 months in our program. It's $11,000 regardless of what package you choose. Now, if you would decide, oh, I'm going to join Monday, then you would get, this one goes away. The 48-hour goes away. You would get the bonus private one-on-one and the 6 months extra. What happens on Friday, next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, our doors close Thursday, March 13th, midnight Eastern time. On Friday, you're not going to be able to get in. So if you're going to join, it's going to be this time period. So you will get these 2 bonuses if you enroll after Saturday, March 8th. 2 p.m. Eastern time. I got another question about the bonuses. I want to say, if you book your, is this for me call? now before the 48-hour bonus expires, we will hold all three of those packages for you. You will have 48 hours from your Is This For Me private sales call to capture all three. So that's the one exception. Answer your question, anonymous attendee? Yes. So about when does the 2 weeks of Marco Polo fall? We're going to schedule that together. So that's going to be like a mutually thing. I'm thinking the earliest, I kind of want to start scheduling those. The earliest would be mid-April. More likely, we'll start scheduling them May 1, and I will have my assistant put a calendar for the time you're with, the 12 months you're with us, and we'll have 2-week blocks, and you'll pick the one that works best for you. Once you pick it, you keep it. So it's not something we're not going to keep going back and forth on. We're just going to make it work. And it works. My coach did this for me. I'll tell you this. I was the last person to sign up. I didn't have any choice. I had 2 weeks, and it was right during my launch. And I was like, I would never have picked this time. You know what? It was the best time to have the Marco Polo because while I was in the launch, I was writing her every single day for help. It was, I don't want to use a swear word, but effing amazing. So my thought for you is that you will have 12 months to schedule. You will see a 12-month calendar. You will pick which one, you will stick with it, and you will know that that 2 weeks is for you. If there is in general, that's going to be it. Of course, if you had a health emergency or I also something happened to me, then we would work around it. So, but in general, like you'll be able to pick the time that works for you. And it will be a 2-week block. Any other questions? What else? Someone asked, can I go over what it includes? Yes. So trauma-informed physician coach training is open now. If you're here at this webinar, you got an email at 12:30 Mountain Time with an invitation to join. And when you join us, you get a 6-month access now through October 1st, 3 group calls per month. We're going to start Thursday, April 3rd at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. You get immediate access to our foundation course, content review clinic, pop-up workshops, behind the scenes, private podcasts, somatic healing practices, archive calls and trainings. You'll be invited. You'll get an invitation to the live in-person event. It is not required. It's just incredibly fun. The people who were there, several of us, including me, were like, this was like top 5 moments of my life. Someone said it was the best day of her life. I'm going to make it so much better next time. I mean, it was great, but I have so many ideas. We're going to do someone was asking about the VIP day or this in-person event. So I'll say what I have planned, don't hold me to it because I'm planning it is I think I'm going to make it 2 or 3 days. The first day is going to be a working day. So you are going to leave with assets. You're going to leave either with your podcast ready to go, a webinar done, a launch scripted, your blog, first 3 chapters of your book done. On the first call, we're going to decide your goal and we are going to get to it. At the in-person event, you are going to leave with something tangible and substantial towards your goal. So the first day is going to be a working day. We're going to go out for dinner like we did this time. We went to dinner. We had a little kind of slumber party in the evening. And then the next day was all girlfriend time. So we went on hikes. We went on adventures. We ate really, really good food. We had girlfriend talk time. We had coaching all throughout our time together. People left feeling, I taught things I've never taught before. People left. My goal is you get 6 months of content, assets, resources, skills in that live event. Yes. Okay. Back to this. You get a rewards club once you make your money back. We take you spending money very, very seriously. Our goal is 30 days. You have this back. Most people will have it paid back before our first call on April 3rd. It is for the coach training, a one-time investment of $5,000, 3 monthly payments of $1,750. If you decide you want the advanced certification, which comes with a badge, it's an elevated experience. You do a mentor project. I look at your coaching samples, your videos, you get detailed feedback on your coaching. There is an exam, there's a project. It's a very high level experience where you leave feeling completely confident and resourced with lots of assets. And you have private coaching that comes with that. It's 10 private calls over the 12 months you're with us. That is one-time payment of $10,000 or 3 monthly payments of $3,500. For both of them, you get everything you see here, including the 48-hour bonus that will end Saturday, March 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Doors are going to close Thursday, March 13th, midnight Eastern time. If you don't make the 48-hour bonus, you still are going to be able to get the bonus of a private one-on-one call and the bonus 6 months. We are open. This is the first week we've ever been open. It's been by invitation only, pretty much for our 4 rounds. And so we're so excited to open the doors to you. I waited until it was like, I'm going to wait until it's so baller. It's just going to be irresistible. It's just going to like, there's going to be no questions. We're going to have proven the process. We're going to have seen people go through and fix their job, sign their first client, and make their physician job optional. And this weekend, when we celebrated someone turning in their 90 days to their hospital job, I was like, damn, we're ready, right? We are ready. So you are coming in at the exact best time. If you want to come in, I really would say come in now. We are generally invitation only. So I don't know if we're going to do this public again. And if we are, I give people who are already in priority. So if everyone resigns, which my resign rate is very high, we may not offer it again for some time. So I suggest coming in now. It's the best time. These bonuses are worth $11,000 if you can join between now, Saturday, March 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern time. The bonus is $11,000. One is 2 weeks private one-on-one video messaging that is available for the first 48 hours, one private call to map out making your investment back. If you already have a coaching practice, let's audit your practice. Let's figure out your messaging. Let's get your messaging moving and converting. And then a bonus 6 months. That's a whole 12 months. Damn, that's good. I like it. I'm liking the sound of that. What do you think? Anything else? We're about out of questions. So I'm about to shut the door down. Someone said, do you have anything to comment on? I wasn't planning on spending $5,000. This round's really good and worth it, but I do have, like, I wasn't planning on using 5K this year. I do have something for you. Here's what I have for you. Don't spend 5K this year. Seriously, we are geared towards you getting your money back in the first 30 days. So I would say, and this is what I do too, when I join a program telling myself we are going to make our money back right away. Actually, what I do is if I want to join a program, I go and make the money and then I pay with that money. So I don't use my savings. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but I'm like, I'm going to go make that money. I just feel so empowering, right? To be like, I'm going to go turn on the money faucet, the $5,000 program. I'm going to go create $5,000 and I'm going to use it and it's paid for. And now I'm just going to double and triple and on and on and on. So that's how I spend my money for business. So I say, don't spend on spending $5,000. Go make that money. When you join us, we will show you how. Some examples of what I've said it here, but let me just repeat it for you. Let me just repeat it so everyone can really be very clear. You could download our form with p-values and PubMed values, p-values, PubMed IDs. Send it to your chair in business. We've had people put it to their business manager one day. By the afternoon, it was paid for. So it's possible. I want you to think this. The money is sitting around you. It's available for you, and you're going to get the process of making more, returning that investment, doubling it, tripling it, signing your first contract, first 50K, first 100K, make your physician job optional. That is a good flywheel effect. That is a good process to have. That's my opinion. Don't spend the money, make the money. And then we're also going to do, besides what I just told you, we have a 30 ways to make your money back in 30 days. With some of those ideas I just gave you, you can send one client and pay that off. You could go to your women in science group and say you want to be sponsored for this. You could go to your well-being clinic and say, could they sponsor you? And then you could do some coaching for them. You could ask your chair, could you pay for this? And then in return, I will work off the hours. I will do coaching. I will build a coaching program for the residents. There's a lot of ways to get this paid. We're also going to do a sales challenge this round. So we're going to have a 10K and 30-day sales challenge, which, by the way, if you come physician coach training, it's $5,000. Make 10K, 30 days, that's doubling your investment back in that 1 month. So we are, the other thing, I didn't mention this, but I'll say every time I invest in coaching, the money comes back to me in really big ways. And just, it's wild. The first time I invested in $5,000 in my first coaching program, I got a $5,000 raise. $18,000 in certification for the life coach school. I got an $18,000 check came through. I really think the universe rewards us when we commit to becoming better people, to helping more people, to help giving our children these skills so they have a very different life experience. Like the universe rewards us. I had no idea how it would affect my parenting, but seeing my kids become teenagers without body issues, without food issues, without boy issues, without drug issues, without school, like they are so solid. I was with my daughter once and someone at school, I was with her at school and someone was like, "Oh, that's a nice ass," to my daughter. I was like, I was about to go beat that person. And my daughter's like, "He's so stupid." And I was just like, I loved how solid she was, so solid, and she's so solid in her body that none of this nonsense in the world affects her. She's just so laser focused on what she wants to do, what she's been put on the planet to do. And same thing with my son, like he's just so solid. We were at a restaurant and someone was like, "What would you ladies like?" He's got very long hair. And sometimes people misgender him. And I was like, I am so upset. I'm gonna go complain. He's like, "Mom, she didn't know. She didn't know. She didn't mean anything by it. It doesn't bother me at all." So solid in who they are as kids because I was able to give them these coaching skills. Now, I'll tell you in that example, I was not coached. I was in fight response. As a mom, I was like, I'm gonna fight this person. But like just to see my kid to be like so well suited, I feel like their whole lives are gonna be different. I don't even know where that question was, but oh, that's what I want to say. Like I think the ROI is really something um is definitely there. The money comes back, but we also help you with it. That's definitely a priority. Anything else? Any other coaching? Anything, any other questions? Someone said, "Can I see the is this for me call?" Yes, you can book a call here. So as long as you book within why the 48 hours is open, we'll hold all three for you. At your 48 hours, we'll start at the is this for me private sales call. So it's not unlimited, but your 48 hours starts there. And at the private sales call, we'll just talk about whatever questions you have, and you'll leave with a really good sense of what your best decision is, whether it's coach training or the advanced certification, or sometimes none of them. Sometimes it's like, yeah, it doesn't sound like it's a great time. Just stay on the list. Next time it's open, you'll see it. Our door is always open when we have spots. So it's no pressure. It's just this idea of what is my perfect answer? Like I'm talking about for you, what is my perfect answer? How can I feel really, really good about it? And then get this answer out of my head so I can get into work. Other questions? Any other questions? Mm. Yeah, someone said, "I justified my first coach training to myself as a parenting class," right? That I didn't see it. You're smarter than me. I didn't see it as parenting when I joined. I was like, I got to get my marriage on track. I gotta get my job on track. I gotta get my relationship with my mom on track. Like I I don't, it's so interesting. I think that at the time I was like, I'm a pretty good mom. I didn't and I was, and we all are. Listen, I think we all are. Um, but where I am with my kids now is like it makes me breathless. We all get our hair cut by the same person. And she said to me, she said, "Christina, you have to tell me. I've never seen teenagers be as close to their mom as they are with you. What the heck are you doing with these? Like, well, how do they love you? How are they so like they are hanging off you?" And it's not they're hanging off me, like I'm hanging off them too. But I think it's really just like the coaching skills for me to be who I am around them helps them feel like they can be themselves around me. And it's just like they're my most favorite people in the world. And I was a little bit blocked to that. I remember before coaching, I really had this idea, oh, good moms should do this. They should be making sandwiches. They should be getting their kids in bed. They should be, it was my mom's voice. They should be having vegetables. They should be showering every day. Like those were my mom's philosophies on parenting. And when I didn't add up, it was super painful. And when I was feeling like a bad mom, I couldn't be the mom I wanted to be. When I was totally burnt out because I was working way too many hours and feeling completely unseen and rolled over by my boss, I couldn't. I could try to compartmentalize, but when I crying in the car didn't wash off the work stank. Like I was devastated and I know it impacted how I showed up for them. So I love that. I love that you knew that this would be such a gift to you as a parent. Now I look back, I'm like, if I only got this for my kids, I would have done, I made the right decision. So yes, I love it. Let me share that with the other moms in the room. Is that this can be a beautiful moms and future moms can be a beautiful gift to your children. Anything else? Anything else? Oh my gosh, I love what you all are sharing. You see how red my face is? I just like, I'm so vibing with what you guys are putting down. I am just loving it so much. Hmm. Hospital paid. I did not want to give the hospital the time. Oh, hospital paid. I did not want to give the hospital the time. I don't know what that means. I might be tired. Hospital paid. I'll say, I don't know, I'm going to guess what you meant, but it might not be you, it might be me. But I didn't ask, okay. For all of you, I always say, ask your hospital to pay because I don't think any of you should have to pay for the coaching. But I'll tell you, for me, I never let my boss pay. And here's why. I didn't want them to, they already thought I had all my bosses, multiple bosses have told me, fellowship, first job, second job, I own you. That's crazy. They don't own me. But there is this philosophy that the academic medicine, they think they own you. And so I was like, I don't want to give them one more thing they think they own. Because as soon as she pays $5,000, she's going to think she owns me. So I always paid for it on my own. I felt like it gave me more leverage. What I'll say is that you can feel empowered by any choice you make. If you decide to have your business manager pay for it, tell yourself that you are empowered by having your boss pay. If you decide you don't want your boss to pay, you want to pay it on your own and you want to make the money back through a client or through something else, be empowered by that too. What you're going to learn in trauma-informed physician coach training is we are always on your side. We are always going to find a way to be on your side. And when you do, that's when you feel safe. That's when you learn. That's when you create big, bold movements. What do you think about that? Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, my son, he was involved with my first podcast. So there are pictures on the internet of him like setting up. I said, Mike, he was like 6 or 8. I was like, the lighting in here is terrible. I don't know what to do about it. I just can identify problems. So he like at, I think 8, got me this big ring light. He set it up. He's like a tech genius. He did some podcasts on his own. He used to do the outro for me. And then he's like, Mom, you got to take my voice out of there. Now he's got a big, like very, very low voice. And it was so interesting. I feel like my son he coaches me sometimes now. He's 15. And I'll be like, I need you to coach me. He's so wise. So great. I think it's natural for him. And I'll say my husband, my daughter, they'll be like, I need to be coached. They'll make appointments. They're like, Mom, dinner tonight. We need to be coached. So I love that. I love having that kind of when you're a coach, you have that relationship where your kids like see you as a resource for them. That when something terrible happens, they're like, I can call my mom. She knows how to handle this. My mom's got me. Versus I can't call my mom. She doesn't have this. That's the relationship I unfortunately have with my mom. I can't call her. It would freak her out. My kid's like, oh my gosh, I need to call my mom. She knows exactly what to do. I love that, right? Love that. What else? Anything else? Oh, yes. Okay, I see it. The hospital paid. I didn't want to give the hospital the time. That's why I justified as a parenting class. Yes. Bravo. Yes, yes. And I'll add to that and if anybody has anything else, write it in because we're just about to end. I'm all caught up with questions. I'd like to, I've had to do a lot of work with money, like my own money traumas. I grew up very poor. I've had lots of money traumas in the past. Um, and I have done, and I'm going to make a course on money because I think that if you're, people don't know this about me, but I'm second generation. My family comes from Mexico and came over with like $6. That's it. And that, like, I inherited a lot of money trauma related to that and other things. And I've come over them. I've come through it. And I love this. When I invest in a program, this is just for me personally. If you love it, keep it. If you don't, just throw it away. I love going into a program telling, and this is why I do this for you. As soon as you join, you get a link that says, here's how to 30 ways to make your program, your money back in 30 days. Is I love joining a program telling myself I've already paid it off. Now I just show up to double my income, to triple my email list. I love walking in with that energy. And so I like to tell people that's how I buy it. I go into it thinking I've already gotten my money back, and it frees me up to create at such a powerful level. I'm telling you, this is one thing we didn't get into launching, but it's something I help clients with, is when clients say I've got to launch because I need money, I'm like, this is the worst mindset from launching. You do not want to go into a launch like where you're opening your program desperate for money, because people feel it and it's scary and it repels them. So in that case, I'm always like, let's clean up your money story. Let's get the money faucet flowing with maybe private clients or a coaching contract. And when you feel abundant with money, then let's do the launch. If you can walk in a launch feeling like I am abundant, everything is all systems go. This is so incredible. People will be drawn to that like a magnet. It's the best place to launch from. Okay, everybody, I think we got through all the questions. If you have something, let me know. If not, I'm just going to close on. Very last thing I'm going to say is if you resonated with any of this message, we would love for you to join Trauma Informed Physician Coach Training. We are open now for the first time to the public for 1 week only. We're generally by invitation only. We would love for you to join if you found any of this of use. When you join, you are going to get the process to fix your job for good, sign your first client, and then make your physician job optional with our very unique trauma-informed physician coach training processes. You will get immediate access for the next 6 months. We will start our 3-week group calls a month, starting April 3rd. The first 3 Thursdays, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, we'll meet. The last part of the month is for implementation. You get immediate access to all of our assets because it is March 6th. You have a whole month. You could start our call having done all the foundation course. Seriously. So, and that we just want to make sure that you get a jump on your results and you get them back. And the first 30 days is such a beautiful, beautiful experience where you're going to get everything you need to start trauma-informed coaching and business building, with the goal to get your money back in the first 30 days. So you'll get immediate access to our foundation course, everything you need to run a trauma-informed profitable coaching practice and business building practice. And you'll get business building skills as well. Content review clinic, pop-up workshops, behind the scenes, private podcasts, somatic healing practices, archive calls and trainings. Every round, you have access to all of it. You'll be invited to our next live in-person event, which is like 6 months of coaching in one event. And when you make your money back, you enter our VIP rewards club where you get advanced manifestation techniques and an additional quarterly call just with other people who've made their money back. We are going to put gas on the fire of you making money and having an impact in your coaching practice. Those last 2 items are new for this round. If you're going to join us in the training, it is a one-time investment of $5,000 or 3 monthly payments of $1,750. If you decide to upgrade into the certification program that comes with private one-on-one coaching, it's a one-time payment of $10,000, 3 monthly payments of $3,500. And I say don't pay for any of it. Plan on getting it paid. We have 30 ways to make your money back in 30 days. We have our sales call challenge. We have a form you can send to your business manager to get it paid. Just pay it with one client. Pay it back on your parenting skills, your marriage skills, heal your relationship with your mom. The ROI on this is like nothing else. The 48-hour bonus is good through Saturday, March 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Doors close next Thursday, March 13th, midnight Eastern Time. I don't know if we'll open again. We're generally invitation only. The people who are in get first dibs. So if you're interested, I would join us now. Right now, when you join, you have an $11,000 bonus package, 2 weeks of private one-on-one video messaging through Marco Polo. That is only if you join for the first 48 hours. If you decide not to join the first 40 hours, you're still going to get a couple of other bonuses as long as you join before the doors close Thursday, March 13th, midnight Eastern Time. It includes a 1 private call to map out making your investment back. If you have a coaching practice, I say let's use it to do a business audit, clean up that messaging, clean up the systems and get the money pipes flowing. And then you get bonus 6 months to be with us for 12 months total. So you can purchase at that link. And if you have any questions that we didn't get to today, we've got through all of our questions here. It looks like, if you have any questions, you can book an "Is this for me" private sales call just with me and you. It's not recorded, and you can just have all your questions answered, figure out if the coach training is for you, or if you want to upgrade to the certification program. You'll leave with a clear decision, all your questions answered. There's no pressure. Sometimes I tell people, yeah, you sound super stressed. Let's not do this now. Let's focus on one-on-one coaching, or let's focus on maybe the next round, or let's focus on getting what you need in order so that you're not coming to this super stressed out about the price or the time. Like, let's get that house in order. So you won't be pressured. I promise you'll leave feeling so good about your decision. And when you book now, you can hold the bonus package. So if you book before the 48-hour call ends, you get to hold all of that. Your 48 hours will start at the sales call. That's all I have for you. It sounds like we've got all the questions answered. Good luck, everyone. Good to see you. I will see you next time. Bye, bye, bye.